Wait, what am I doing? Screen share. There we go. ADHD is so strong with this one. Okay, let's get to it. Oh, right. Welcome back, everybody. So, you had dinner with the Derolos. How wonderful. You got introduced around the place. You got to meet the Derolos' many children. Good luck keeping track of all those names, because I will certainly struggle. Um, there will be dinner, apparently, but not after some shooting. You all got to try out some Whitestone firearms, which seemed to be at the disapproval of Lord Percival, Frederickstein, von Yusel Kowalski to Rolo the Third. Oh, I did it. At the disapproval of his eldest daughter, who I don't know. I'm not there yet. Not that good yet. And you went to dinner and met a Grog Strongjaw. You met Trinket, Lady DeRolo's bear. You also got to see, apparently, this project, one of Lord Rolo's many projects, a garden full of exotic poisonous herbs and flowers from across Tal'Dorei as far as Wildland, which was cool. So you got to see a little bit about the kooky inner workings of Lord Percival's downtimes, which are many. So, you all went to dinner, and it was agreed upon that you would hang out. You would hang out here as honored guests of the Rolo family and help them resolve some issues that have been trouble for the last little while for the Alabaster Sierras. It is the Chamber of Whitestone's duty to protect the people, and so they're going to get you guys help on some of this. You are well known for your repute and your strength. Okay, so that is where we'll pick up today. You guys are just kind of waking up after a long rest from the guest wing. You are in the Gothic Palace of Castle Whitestone, which is to be your newest home away from home for a little while your bastion is being completed. And I'm sure, we'll say maybe Yvaine, because you and him have projects together, and we'll say, listen, I would love to stay, truly, like from the bottom of my heart, I would love to stay here in Whitestone. I want to be here for some time. But I just, in all fairness, I have a great many projects on the go in Emon, contacts there. Okay, well, I by no means am leaving anyone's company. Consider me available at all times required. But yes, I will return to Emon, maybe do some small jobs for Allura here and there, work with the Panasophical, things here and there. But let me know if you need anything. But sounds like you've got your work cut out for you.
Take care.
Say goodbye to everyone for me, and I'm just a teleportation circle away.
I will indeed. Take care, Clint. And she'll give him a little hug, and I know he's going to be awkward about it, but she's going to hug him anyway.
Oh, okay. And he'll take the hug. And he will probably say the same thing, or he'll just tell you, he's like, I'm not one for long goodbyes. Tell the others, if you don't mind.
I figured. It's fine. I got it.
All right. And he will scamper off to find a teleportation circle and portal away. So, the Rolos surely have, things for you to do when you're ready to accept your job. But, you just got here. You're house guests after all. There's no impending pressure. Is there anything you'd like to do with house guests around Whitestone?
I would like to start with breakfast with the team to check in.
Absolutely. You are invited to the Rolo breakfast. Not much has changed. The Grand Poobah will not be seen at lunch, unfortunately, as many important responsibilities to take care of. So for whatever reason, he is not present. But the Rolo family kind of, dinner's a very formal event around here, but breakfast, lunch, very sort of, come in, hang around with whoever, grab something off the table, whatever you want to do. So you come into a very nice spread. And let's see. I'm going to see who's. I'll just roll for who's present. We're going to say that Nyx is just not present, off frolicking, as elves are ought to do
As
here
they
and
are
there.
wanted to do.
Indeed. Uh, Gwendolyn is not present, but she's probably with Mama, wherever she is. I need to get them all proper names, but for the time being, yeah, Gwendolyn's not here. Lady Rolo is probably off at work. She's probably gone to be an Emon on the council. She's a busy, busy lady. Gwendolyn's busy. I think Lord Rolo would make himself present to his new house guests and be at breakfast. Our eldest, who I need to get a handle on names here. Sorry, just making my way over to the wonderful family that is the Rolo family. Here we are. So Vesper is present alongside her father, a similar sort of formality and kindness to be present for the new house guests. You're going to see Wolf and Leona, the twins, are absolutely present, bickering and being siblings as they are off in the corner. Trinket isn't anywhere to be seen, and I think let's see, Frederick is there as well, the second youngest. So most of the kids are there, but Gwendolyn is not present, and Lady Rolo nor Trinket is present. Yeah. I'll say Zervolg isn't either. Not that he's disappeared anywhere, but he's just kind of. We'll say when you woke up, yeah.
Goes out in the mornings.
Yeah, he's an early guy.
Yeah.
So you all wake up, come now, please.
Yeah, so I had wanted to do this for Finch's benefit because I know they were twitching between their shoulder blades the way they do when something makes them uncomfortable. We need to be back in Emon in 2 days. So today, I believe, is the 6th of Horizon. We'll need to be back on the 8th, and on the 9th will be the elevation ceremony, at which point we can come back. If I am understanding correctly, they would have to verify those dates, but I think I've got it right.
Absolutely. Let's see here. That's so funny. Let's see. So today is Whitestone. So today's the 10th. And yes, as I believe you're correct, we need to be back in 2 days. 1 day for preparation, 1 day for the actual rising and all. Lord Rolo sort of nods and says, I understand. Holy and whatnot. Makes sense. And he'll look over at you, Finch. Finch, are you at breakfast? Camera dark, so maybe you're not at breakfast. Oh yeah, you're taking care of the kids. Finch is maybe off hanging out with Gwendolyn. Who knows? But we'll say, of course, by all means. You've only just, been, shall we say, contracted. If you wish to take the 2 days to simply enjoy being present, I can prepare something for you all to do when you get back.
That would be ideal.
Yes.
I know I have I need to go to the wherever the temples are in the city. I've got some business there, but otherwise, I should just like to see the city. It's like none other I've been to.
Well, I'm glad you say so. Whitestone has been through a lot, but it remains a place that I'm proud of.
What is this? There's the most unusual and beautiful tower with its stained glass and gears and so. what is that? I mean, other than just
Um,
beautiful and obviously a testament to engineering.
Absolutely. I'm gonna say they're polite. Let's see. I'm gonna see. I just want the reaction from the kids. I'm just gonna see. Uh, she'll say, yeah, yeah. She'll say, yes, father. Why don't you perhaps tell him of your pride and joy? And Percival does, like very subtly, but does sort of kind of adjust his his glasses, and says, "Well, I it is something I'm really proud of. It's called the Heart of Whitestone. Um, the Heart of Whitestone is an invention of mine. It took quite a while to construct, but it's essentially a dynamic clock tower. Um, it's capable of many things. I've worked on it over the past 2 decades. It's not quite complete. Vesper says, I doubt it will ever be complete. He says, you're probably right about that, Vesper. But regardless, it's meant to represent my friends, the sacrifices that have been made for Whitestone, the trials we've all endured together, sort of a testament to all of us. It's built in, you probably saw it on the way in, brought in Ballington Square, just at the base of the castle. But it's capable of many things. It can, of course, tell the time, track the time, but I've also aligned it to be able to track the movement of the moons and the stars and the spheres above. Um, so it has those capabilities on top of just timekeeping.
Oh, oh, tell me more about that.
Oh, well, I suppose I'd be more if the chamber doesn't start its meeting until a little later. I could perhaps show it to you. Um, Vesper says, she sort of leans across the table and just says, don't ask him how it works. No one knows how it works but him. We've tried. He says, with that all well and good, Vesper, I could certainly tell you how to use it to track the moons and the stars and such. That's what your interest is.
It is.
Very well, then we shall make an errand of it right after breakfast.
Huzzah!
Huzzah! uh, I think the two kids at the end, Wolf and this is damn you, Percival, and your loins making so many children. Wolf and I'll say Wolf says there actually is a couple of fan groups in Whitestone who have taken an interest in how it was created as well. Father would never tell you, but there's a couple of scholars and esoterics who try to unravel the joys and mysteries of Father's invention. He's like, that's very good, Wolf, but he looks a little bashful, and he goes like, there's no need to hef up rumors. And Leona will say, oh, it's no rumor. I've met a couple of them, Father. They're rather interested and want to take a look inside if you love them. He goes, it's far too dangerous. There's too much going on in there. It's not meant for sightseeing. I think the tower is excellent enough. As much as well, perhaps I might consider Vesper's like, Father, don't you have a meeting with the chamber? He goes, yes, but plenty of time to show Miss Starborn the tower. We'll go back to the thing. Is there anything else anyone would like to do at breakfast? Most of the children assembled. Okay. Then we'll say Percival looks down the table.
Qiro, were you talking?
Oh,
I thought I saw Kiro's mouth move, but I couldn't hear her.
is there something you wanted to do, Kira?
I'm probably gonna go sightsee in town a little more now that I don't have someone on my back. And then I guess anywhere you'd recommend.
Fair enough. Yeah, you can do some sightseeing and see the sights. Absolutely. Um, yeah, and Percival will look down the table and he'll say, Wolf, Leona, Max, it's time that you all start to get back to your lessons, I believe. Like, yes, well, yes, well, yes, well, they grab the last couple biscuits, undoubtedly from Ember's gifts have been presented at breakfast this morning. And begin to make their way to their studies in the castle. And yeah, you guys can depart in your various directions. Percival will invite you to come along, Yvaine, and he will show you over to the heart of Whitestone. Fantastic. Fantastic. I actually want to get you a picture of the heart of Whitestone, because I think there is one out there. And it's pretty cool. Ah, yes. There it is. Give me a second to get it all loaded up, but I will give you a picture momentarily. In the meantime, while I'm getting that set up, Qiro, we'll start with you.
Oh boy, joy.
Oh boy. Yeah.
I know. So exciting. After breakfast and then after changing, obviously, I am probably gonna go back towards the center of the city, kind of like where the sun tree was. I'm not looking for anything in particular right now. I'm just kind of seeing like, what do people do in Whitestone? Because it's cold.
It is cold. That's fair.
Joy.
Absolutely. Yeah, so let's go take a look and see what they do around Whitestone. I've just about got the tower complete, so bear with me for about 10 more seconds. Expand the width. Maybe, let's say 5. More grid. Save. There we go, perfect. So if you reference the Whitestone picture on Roll20, I can post it in the Zoom as well, if anyone wants to look at it that way. You gotta open it, unfortunately, but you know, there's a couple places you can look at it. So, you want to go look around town, see what people are up to. Absolutely. Okay, what are people up to out here? It seems to be like a regular functioning town as much as the next city. You've been through here before and you see that people are working away at their various businesses and shops. There seems to be, I'll tell you what, make me a little insight check to see, to get some more specifics.
17 plus, oh gosh, what is my insight? Oh gosh. 21.
Very nice. So here in the morning, people definitely start out the day by, or many of them start out by going to the Slayer's Cake and getting some baked goods for the morning for breakfast. They eat them up and then head to their various places to begin work. Some of them start their days by making their way to the various temples around the city. Temples include especially the Temple of the Dawn, representative of Dawn Father. A little less, that's probably the most popular one. A little less popular is one that known as there's an altar to the Raven Queen, it's known as the Altar of the Raven, which is more for people, you know, reflecting on the dead. So that's not really how people start their day a lot, but it's there nonetheless. People definitely go to the Hearth of the Everlights, very popular god here, to seek solace with the Everlights. And then make their way to their various jobs. And you would also learn that there seems to be, as well as just like, you know, lumberers, hunters, tradesmen, people who supply adventuring gear, so on and so forth. There seems to be a big mining culture as well. The Alabaster Sierra contain, anyone would tell you, a very rare material called residuum. Which is a magical and sometimes explosive material that is woven into the mountains surrounding Whitestone. and it is the primary export of Whitestone, which is where they get their wealth.
That sounds like Glint's territory. Can I try to find, not even necessarily like a tailor, but because it is cold and also water nausea, can I try to find somewhere that would have like a general store somewhere that would just have like warmer clothes than the ones that I have on right now?
Yeah, absolutely. You can go into any number of clothiers or adventure supplies. If you want to just like get a new outfit, you can. But if you want to like equip for like cold weather, you could certainly try and purchase cold weather gear, which is certainly available.
I'm gonna kind of do a little bit of both because if we're going into the woods, I'm definitely gonna need cold weather gear, and I'm pretty sure my outfit is half gone at this point.
Fair
Because
enough.
centaurs.
Yeah, and cold. To be clear, cold weather gear is for like extreme Arctic
Oh
terrain.
jeez. Oh jeez.
It comes with like goggles and like like the foot spikes. I think they're pythons, and like thick furs that are meant to like help you survive Arctic temperatures. So there are mountains around here that are probably have such temperatures, but it's considered like very extreme here. But
Okay.
certainly purchasable if you like.
Then I'm gonna kind of go for I definitely want to get a new change of clothes, but then also like I guess like not camping gear, but like if you were going to go spend like 2 weeks in the woods.
Okay, fair enough. So let's do that. You will go to an adventurers guild, and they would recommend to you probably easily an explorer's pack. They're like, oh yeah, you get a bundle explorer's pack. Comes with a backpack, a bedroll, mess kit, tinderbox, 10 torches, 10 days rations, and a water skin. But it also comes with 50 feet of hempen rope strapped to the side, and that's considered just like you're going out to the woods. You want like the basic pack for just like surviving and exploring. Like that's what I'd recommend. That's a basic pack.
Sounds perfect.
Excellent. He will charge you 10 gold pieces, and for that, you can add to your inventory an explorer's pack, getting yourself a new backpack and all of the aforementioned equipment. The guy will say, I also sell tents if you want a tent. A little heavier, but, good for exploring.
I have a bag full one. Yeah, how much are the tents?
Let's see. A one-person tent is 1 gold, and a 2-person tent is 2 gold.
I'll do a 2-person tent.
Fair enough. Good choice. And he will sell to you a simple and portable canvas shelter that would be big enough to house 2 individuals or 1 grog-sized individual. So you may add that to your inventory. Tent, 2-person.
Okay. All right. And then I guess because you said that there are trade stalls that are opening up, right?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like where I was before, like the people, like the hunters that are going out into the woods and then like bringing stuff back, not necessarily looking for meat this time, but like looking for a pelt of something, preferably black, but a pelt.
You're looking for a black pelt.
Yes.
Okay. You got 2 options there. You can certainly buy it from a trader, or maybe spend a couple hours today, like doing some hunting. Fear not, entering the Parchwood does not always mean you're going to be assaulted by centaur, skeletal armies, or whatnots. You can sort of range closer rather than further, and maybe, hey, skin a cool one of your own. What's better, a fur than a fur that you got from your own kill?
I'm staying in the city. I am staying in the city. The woods have done too much. I don't trust it. I'm not going by myself.
Fair enough.
I took the ranger last time, and look what happened.
Look what happened. Fair enough. Okay, yeah, you go to one of the many places of business around here, and like easy enough, you can find someone who is selling furs. Hunting is big around here. There's like a butcher's stall, and then the next stall is like fine furs essentially, and they have like elk fur. They've got probably nothing too carnivorous, so no wolves or anything like that. But they've got like elk furs. They got like those like raccoon hats. Yeah, all kinds of stuff like that. So like a tailor that works with furs. Remember.
I'll probably go for an elk fur. Just even though the raccoon hat is funny. An elk fur. We're gonna go for an elk fur right now. Raccoon hat maybe later.
Goes, all right, you want a elk fur sort of shawl or like a full coat? What would you like?
I'm thinking more of a full coat situation.
Fair enough. And he will supply you with, we'll call it traveler's clothes. So you can add a new outfit to your inventory for 2 gold. And it is a nice new set of boots. Sort of, yeah, like your, and you can mark in the specifics if you want. But yeah, like it's got like a leather fur-lined elk coat, sturdy belt, a shirt with a vest. Yeah, and maybe it comes with a hat as well.
Yay.
Of your choice. What kind of animal do you want in your hat? Are you into like you into those like fur hats? Do you want like a sort of toque? Like what kind of hat can I maybe put together for you? Something with fur, right? I can make you a badger hat.
A badger hat would be fantastic.
A badger hat it is.
Oh, this is gonna be so fun.
He makes you. It's similar to the raccoon hat, but it has like the badger head and the little badger claws sort of like sideways across it, and then the badger tail kind of hangs down off the back like the raccoon hat. It has a little tail, hangs off the back, and the fur kind of wraps around your head and keeps your head warm.
Perfect. I can't think of. Oh, last thing I promise. Is there like a? I mean, I guess I would know like just walking around the city with Glint. Like, is there a place that looks like it? Is there a shop that looks like a wizard would go there?
Ah, fine question. Place that a wizard would go. Probably not to Lord Trinket's public park, unfortunately. But you do see that.
Do I see Trinket at the park?
Of course you see Lord Trinket at the park with Mama Bear and Baby Bears.
I immediately get sidetracked.
We'll
come back to everything else later.
It's a section of the parched wood east of the city that has been cleared. And it's very nice. Let's see. It is a beautiful public park. You see the brown bears hanging around. People don't seem to mind them too much or fear them. There's a cautious distance because they're bears, you know. But nobody is like worried about them getting mauled or assaulted by any means. It's a big, beautiful park with a lifelike statue of the very same bear that you've seen, except this particular statue is clad in magnificent plate armor and stands in the center, looking very strong and mighty in bear plate armor. And you also see that there are several manor houses that have been built near the edge of the park. It's very nice.
Then she's going to try to find, like, if there are a whole bunch of people, she's going to try to kind of find, like, a section of the park that's a little bit away from everybody else. And she's just going to kind of sit down, not necessarily, like, meditate, but now that she's not in mortal peril, like, and knowing everything that she now knows about everything that was going on in the Parchwood before, she's just going to kind of reflect on everything that happened yesterday when she was in the woods and try to figure out if there's another message that she missed from her patron who was not trying to kill her.
Okay, you sit down, meditate. Meditate on the wolf. Let's see. Okay, you meditate. Now, in these games, when people meditate, I try not to tell people what they feel or say, because meditation is something from within. Meditation is it's a tool of self-discovery. It's not like prayer where you try and connect with a god or such. So as Qiro sits down and just like enjoys the breeze and thinks on the events that have occurred upon Goldrick, upon your patron, what is the thought process for Qiro? What does Qiro think about What's the train of logic or thoughts? What does she think of?
If he wasn't trying to kill me, he was trying to show me something. And if those centaurs were what he was trying to show me, and and I saw the three go back over the hill, where would they be going, and why would that be something that he would think I should know?
Fair enough. Think about the questions that you have. They, of course, will only go answered if you're able to answer them. But perhaps in those meditations, you come clear to yourself what it is you need to figure out. And who knows, maybe there's people around here who can help you.
But no, she'll spend a little bit of time doing that, and then she'll probably head back to Castle Whitestone, having had all of her errands done. Definitely to go show Ember her badger hat, not beaver.
Yeah, fair enough. You head back. Excellent. I will trail over to wonderful Yvaine, if you're with us. Oh, you're camera dark, so oh, no, okay, you're cool. So, I hate to like go for people who are camera dark, but I don't know.
No, I'm here.
Cool. So, you and Lord Rolo go meandering down the way, none too far to travel, to the heart of Whitestone in the center of this, I guess we'll call it a little alley or a little a square. He called it Forlington Square. And you see the big, beautiful tower. I have put the image up on the Roll20. It is a magnificent tower, and it features from top to bottom a nice sort of shingled roof, many beautiful sculptures sort of built in, images of trees. It has the images of all the heroes of Vox Machina, Scanlan, Shortholt, himself, Percival de Rolo, Lady Vixalia, the dagger-wielding Baxeldon, and so on and so forth. It shows them all gathered around an image of the evil Vecna. And this is probably the first time that any of you have seen an actual, it's just you, Yvaine. But it's the first time probably that you've actually seen a depiction of Vecna. You've actually seen his likeness in imagery. And it's horrific. His, half of his face is skull with a single eye. He has a muscle pulled out through the other eye socket, wrapped around the side of his face where other sinew begins to fall, rib cage exposed with a mix between monstrous organs and eldritch magic, and a three-fingered hand gripped around a book of some kind of tome symbolizing his portfolio of secrets. And this great image stands in between all the heroes of Vox Machina, built into the columns around. As we make our way down, you do see more and more images of the coat of arms of Whitestone. There it is. More imagery, more statues going all the way down the various heroes of Vox Machina, until you see a clock, a giant clock marking the minutes, the hours, large enough to be seen from the ground, no need for squinting. And then as you go down more is a more complicated, what looks to be also a clock with more different hands, more spirals with different signatures on it. There's about 3 different markers and 3 different hands that all sort of point in different directions. Some of those spiraling circles around each other, the different dials, some of them move on their own while the hands move to align. It's much more complex. And in the center, you would see the face of presumably some kind of god in the center, sort of looking in profile. And as you continue down, there are big, beautiful, long livery flags of Whitestone, Emon, Council Tal'Dorei, all the way down to the big, massive gates, which would mark the entrance to this wonder of tinkering technology that no one understands other than the man standing right next to you. And he will teach you how to tell time because pocket watches don't really exist around. The clocks are a very high noble thing to possess. So he will teach you how to tell time. It's very easy to do based on the clock. And then in a much more complicated fashion, he'll begin to teach you about the second, shall we say, dial underneath. And he'll tell you that that is the one that tracks the phases of the two moons. It tracks the traveling of the stars through the sky, the seasons, and also where these celestial bodies do travel in the sky, which is not something that can be tracked through visual perspective at all. Like no ranger, no cleric could do this. This requires, in order to have made this, it would require not only a deep expertise of tinkering, but a massive knowledge of religious and arcane lore. So really, the only person who could have ever made this would be Percival, with the help of his more arcane and religiously experienced friends. It is a wonder of the age. Truly, this would be like one of the great wonders of the world in Xander.
I think she goes back and forth between being the giddy Yvaine that loves to learn things and just being awed by the sacredness of what it is, because she's just walked through a telling of his story. And I don't know which god that was there, but someone's looking over, and Yvaine's come to respect pretty much all of the gods. So she'll take out her star map and she'll say, well, my studies are far more humble, but I've the ability to work with celestial magic, and the more complete my maps are, the better I am at keeping people safe. There's more than these three things out there, but I've only, looked at the stars with my eyes. I feel like there's a tree out there somewhere too. Just pictures, I'm sure, but this is amazing.
I don't wish to pat myself on the back too much in saying that, well, I'm rather proud. It took a deal of time to create.
20 years, it sounds like.
Indeed.
If I may ask,
please.
Which of the gods did you the face?
Ah, yes. He says, well, I picked Ayu. I figured it would make sense to represent the goddess of knowledge, as there was a thought about including the Moonweaver, but, well, I never met her, so I figured Ayun.
Ayun is quite wonderful.
Yes, she was, She accused me of withholding my knowledge to myself, and I guess that is true. So, well, here's a part of me sharing my knowledge with the world. So, I figured I'd put her on there.
Well, if the accusation was that you were keeping things to yourself, you've certainly shared quite a bit here. Does it only... Are you able to see the stars during the day or only at night? This seems so wonderful. I don't know why you would be able to see the stars during the day, but I mean, look at this place.
Oh, well.
And you said there was another function, but what else is this supposed to do?
Well, I mean, it tells the time, and as I said, it tracks planetary movements. The moons of Katha and Uridis. It tracks the stars even while the sun is out. Little known fact that the stars are still there in the sky when the sun is out. You just can't see them behind the celestial glow of the sun. And it also tracks the spheres, which is difficult to explain what a sphere is, but we'll get to that. And also the different planes of existences and their travel through the sky.
The planes of existence travel in the sky? Like
yes.
Feywild travels in the sky? Can you show me? Is it something
Sure.
we can see?
Absolutely. And he will, like... Percival de Rolo is the smartest man alive. Like, just plainly. And as a matter of, like, fact... Like, you've been in, like, the Alabaster Lyceum, you're a very well-studied individual. He just starts spouting, like, knowledge of the celestial bodies that, like, archdruids of the stars have, like, only conjectured at, and also tells you things that you never fathomed or heard of. And he starts speaking to you of, yes, the stars are present while the sun is out. He tells you that Katha and Rudis travel in the sky, that it's not the stars that travel around Xandria, it's Xander that travels around the sun. They'll tell you that there are planets to be seen in the air, and those planets are actually spheres, and those spheres are other, what he calls solar systems, that travel around with other worlds, with people presumably on them as well. The planes of existences can't be seen in the night sky, but they too do exist in the night sky beyond the ability to see by mortal eyes, but they are there and tracked as well. And just like a flood of celestial information starts coming at you.
And probably short, like with no thought of the fact that like he is the lord of anything, she like pulls out one of her notebooks and just starts furiously scribbling as he writes. Like for all of his children being bored with learning, she's not.
Yeah, it's humbling to hear him speak. I'm trying to think of a decent comparison. I imagine it must be like
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I was gonna say comparatively, like as in like, I don't know, like you're a pretty decent like expert of things, but it's like meeting Einstein. You know what I mean? And it's like being Pythagoras. Like, you're the guy who knows about science in ancient Greece, and then meeting Albert Einstein, who's just suddenly being like, oh yeah, time's relative, and here, let me prove it to you. And it's just like, what? So that's kind of the you suddenly realize like your expanse of knowledge is like a dim star compared to his planetary knowledge of just things. And you find yourself at least proven now to be in the presence of the most smartest man in Xandria.
All right. Yeah. No. Taking notes. Gonna try to digest as much as I possibly can. If I get to look at anything, I will.
Yeah, and he's talking to you about this, and then he gets on to this thing about spheres, and he's like, oh yes, the spheres, some of them can be tracked so much like planets in the night sky, and we have a running theory that there are planets that travel around the sun, and then clock tower goes ding, 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 starts ringing out that bell you got been hearing, and he goes, oh bloody hell, is that the time? And he goes, oh, I'm very sorry, Yvaine, we'll have to pick this up later.
So sorry. Yeah, absolutely. I did not mean to keep you, but if you have time, I will always have questions. And she'll roll up her star scroll real quick and not try to keep him any longer than.
Yeah, and he says, but by all means, feel free to stay. And I've told you how to. I'll expand more later, but I really must be going.
Oh, well, I was gonna go do other things, but I guess I'll be working on my star map now.
And Percival will make a hurried way up to the chamber, back to Castle Whitestone to attend the chamber meeting. And like he only scraped the surface of how to actually like use this clock, but I'll tell you what, make me a Arcana check to see if you can understand the arcane workings of this strange secondary dial that apparently tracks all these celestial bodies he's spoken of.
It's not bad. That is a 15.
Not bad. Some of the things that he mentioned about stuff, you're able to translate onto the clock, and there's other things that you think, to the best of your ability, you're able to figure out for yourself. You figure out about like half of how the clock works. The stuff about the spheres, the planes of existences, you're like, I don't know how to. I'm not sure yet how to be precise about it. But the stars and the moons, you've pretty much got that figured out. And being able to look at the clock and be like, okay, that means it's over there. I just can't see it. So you figured that much out. You figured out how half that particular dial works, and how to tell time, which is cool.
That is amazing. Yeah, so I'll get to the churches at another time, but I will work to develop. I will try to find my 3 and develop them a little bit as I can. And then there's a 4th. There's a 4th thing I think is in the sky. It should be in the sky, and I've been looking for it, and I haven't been able to see it with my eyes. But there should be a tree. In the constellations, there should be a grand tree. And so I'm going to give that a little look, see if I can find it. And everybody else will be doing what they're doing. This is probably what I'm doing for the day, so.
Fair enough. In which, let's swap over. Yeah. Ember and Finch, what are you guys getting up to today? Or at least the first half.
So I think at some point, maybe prior to our dinner, Percy had made a comment about possibly wanting to introduce me to somebody, but it was very vague and it was only if we had time. So I'm not sure where that was going, but if possible, I'd like to find out.
Oh, man. Okay. Remind me. Who did he say he'd like to introduce you to? Or you obviously don't know. When did he say that? Do you remember?
Like I said, I think it was like before dinner at some point. Like when I had brought up my name, they were like, "Oh yes, maybe there's somebody I might."
Gotcha. He was referencing Grog.
Okay.
He was referencing Grog because he recognized your name, and Grog holds tea parties for the champion, so I thought you might like Grog. You could go find Grog if you want.
Yeah, sure. What could go wrong with that?
You ask around, they tell you that the Grand Kuba of all this and that is probably towards, he's probably towards Lord Trinket's public park, actually. If you wander around there, you might be able to find it. And if you head in that direction, absolutely, you will find, at a certain point, you find one of these manors outside of the park. You see Grog, Groggery, standing there with a number of people who are moving furniture in and out of this one house. And one of them is like, "Lord Groggery, which couch and upholstery would you prefer for the interior?" And he goes, I think that one will do quite nice. Goes, "Are you sure, sir? I don't know how much that will match with the carpet." He goes, "It'll be that one." And he goes, of course, Lord Gregory. And he goes, and he goes, Finch! And runs down the street to come see you. And he goes, how are you today?
I'm good, fine, sir. And you?
He goes, oh, I'm quite good, just performing my necessary business for the city, you see.
Oh, and what does that entail?
Well, you see, we have all of these here fine buildings that are around Lord Trinket's public park, and several of the manors are meant for visiting dignitaries. So I am preparing one of the manors for the Aurora Concordant. That's right.
Wonderful. That sounds spectacular. I can't imagine. I mean, I am very impressed with this work, but I can't imagine that it satisfies you, right? Completely. I mean, you have to have an itch every now and then for adventuring, for blood.
Why? What do you think you're getting into?
I don't know. It is hard to believe that a specimen like yourself would have taken to diplomatic work versus ripping off limbs and continuing your adventures.
It's hard to overcome some of the many successes I had in my youth. You see, I'm really into learning about shapes and letters and colours and such. That's really. Oh, and I always like organising the luncheon of champions. You see, I'm a bit of a political type now, but yeah, you're right. I'd like to beat the fuck out of people sometimes.
I know, especially you have those incredible gauntlets, and they're just, I mean, they look wonderful, but they're just going to waste. Who else are you going to punch with them?
You're right. Who should I punch with them, you think?
I don't know. Maybe the winner of the day of challenging.
Is that a challenge, Finch and the God? He does that, and there's some lightning that sort of thrums through them, and there's a bit of a crack thunder.
Oh, I don't know. Your skill far surpasses mine. I would never, but I don't know. You'll have to go. I don't know. You have to go out and see what's out there. But I also respect what you're doing now. Letters and numbers and colors are important.
Yeah. I thought it was due time that I learned how to do some writing and such. You know, people are going to want to know about life groggery one day.
I'm sure they will.
Well, I'll have your manor ready for you in due time. And then maybe we can have ourselves a lunch in.
Sounds good. I'll see you then.
Can I ask you a question, Finch?
Ask away.
Do you think you're from like a noble family and such, yeah?
I am.
You think I'm like distinguished and all?
I give him a look up and down. I do. It's how you carry yourself.
Yeah, you're right. I think so too. Good. Glad to hear it. Oh. You know what? Maybe you're right. Do you think I should be the champion of Cord? Maybe I'll go beat up that Zorhog and claim his title and be the champion of Cord on the day of challenging, huh?
That would be quite the interesting upset.
Yeah, that'd probably be a little. He's an alright fella for little, what they call him, grim.
He is. He's good people.
Yeah. Do you think I should have gone by Groggery the Grim or Grog the Grim when I was young? It seems like everyone was real grim lately. Your friend Glint, he's real grim, right? Did you say Grimhelm or something?
No relation. No relation.
Right.
I don't know. You don't have, from the tales that I've heard, you don't sound like a grim fellow. Grog,
Right.
the bloodthirsty.
Yeah, Grog the Smasher, Smasher of
right.
bones and such.
Mm-hmm. You got it.
Right.
Well, you're the one writing history, so you can call yourself whatever you want in those tales. They'll never know.
But I think groggery is a rather what's the word?
Upstanding.
Yes, right. Upstanding name.
Me too.
Did you know I used to go by Grog?
How pedestrian.
Yeah, how barbaric.
How barbaric.
Not like me now. I mean, hopefully still a little bit.
I'm sorry, through all of this, I'm picturing Grog in like his full out like gear with like spikes and furs and whatever, but an ascot, a silk ascot.
Yeah, he's definitely got like the fucking lion fur line cloak and like the straps, the fucking giant like earth elemental gauntlets, the blood axe. So I don't think he has the blood axe out right now, but he's got the belt. Yeah, so he's. I think the only thing that is distinguished, right? Like he's got the beard, which is very distinguishable.
Mm-hmm.
But he also has like a single sort of like fine cloth sash to mark him the Grand Poobah, this and that.
Right.
So yeah, he's like mostly a barbarian with like a slight little, like
just a little silk, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not even fully covering his bare chest, not by any means.
And it's bloodied and like ripped a little, like it's not like even clean.
I imagine that is like the one thing that's clean, and he like takes it out every now and again. But everything else is like fucking like battle fucking scarred and shit. He goes, all right. Well, I've got to continue organizing your furniture for your manor. So,
awesome.
Go ahead, please.
Nope. I was gonna say that sounds great. I will leave you to it. Bidet.
Oh, you know it. You've been to Marquette too. Bidet.
And I will walk away, but like.
Yeah, he'll do the same. Go bidet to you. And he'll return back to going, oh no, not that portrait. Put up the portraiture of me, of course. Put it over the fireplace. And they will, the servants are like, oh, because he's figuring out colors, right? So they're like, would you like this shade of red or this shade of red? And he goes, that one. The one that looks like blood. And yeah, so you guys will be able to step into the mad mine of Brock Strongjaw at some point. Cool. Sweet. What about you there, Ember? Are you up to anything around Whitestone?
I'm gonna go to the Horizon Temple because I'm here.
Horizon Temple. All right, let me get informed on that real quick.
No worries.
Is that the
Avandra's temple?
Yeah, that's what I was figuring. Makes sense. Come on, man. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, beautiful. Let's see. You are going to make your way into the Horizon Temple. Oh. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, you walk in, and you're going to see this fine, lovely marble temple. There is going to be, as a major, sort of sign of the patronage, a big, beautiful marble-cut relief of Yvaine, with her long hair that goes almost to the ground, coin that seems to almost fall from her hair, and holding a little, I guess it would be like a little bowl, as if like an offering bowl, perhaps. And you see the likeness of Yvaine. And she's lovely. She's lovely. let's see here. Horizon Temple. Inside, you are going to find a priest of Avandra. He is, a fine-looking gentleman in his 50s. He has tan skin marked with smile wrinkles and eyes, and wrinkles around the eyes, short gray hair, and has full-length sleeveless tan and orange robes and bangles bearing charms on his arms. And that is sort of the individual who attends the interior of the Horizon Temple. He looks at you and is going to say, welcome. I don't believe I've ever seen you around here before.
I am a recent visitor to Whitestone. My name is Ember Von Zyle. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. I am guide Osil Kamida. A pleasure.
This is a lovely place that you have.
Oh, I can hardly say it's mine, but I'm glad to approve. I think it serves Avandra's purposes quite well. Have you come seeking anything in particular, such as the way of a change bringer? What brings you here? You seem to have traveled far.
I am originally from Emon. Me and my companions have come at the request of the Rolos. But I am a lay follower of Avandra.
Ah, I see. Well, you're in the right place then. Welcome. It does well to do pilgrimages and travel far and see her many places. It is a fine way. It's a fine way indeed.
I have seen plenty, but the changes I seek are internal to myself.
Fair enough. Well, if you wish, allow me to lead you to whatever prayer you seek. If you know your own path, then glory to you, and let me allow you to follow it.
May the road rise to meet you, brother.
May the road rise to meet you as well. And he will go back to just sort of being about the temple, tending it.
And Ember will give a prayer to Avandra, but he's going to leave behind 4 things. One is, since day 0, one of the items that he carried with him was a spear. He's going to leave that at the foot of the statue. In the offering bowl, Ember has a piece of obsidian, it's semi-precious, and a pearl, which he's going to leave behind in the bowl. He also has and he's had this forever and a day, a small piece of residuum and a piece of azimite, stuff we found under Emon. And he's going to leave those 2 in the offering bowl as well, representing the breadth of travel.
Excellent. It is an exceptional offering indeed. A fine one indeed.
And after that, that's it. I'm done.
Yeah. Done. May I ask you, do you have, because I know you've performed religious service before, do you happen to have divine favors?
Yes, I do have divine favors. I have 2 for Bahamut and 3 for Avandra.
Fair enough. I am going to say that in this moment, one of your favors with Avandra is going to essentially activate itself. One of your boons is going to be utilized in this moment to bring forth a bit of an omen. And it's something that you feel deep within your... This isn't like a vision. You don't have a vision by any means. But you do take tale of an omen. You have... And like, Finch has been put on a pedestal their whole life. Well, most of their whole life. Because they have celestial blood. And you've realized so as well. And you have traveled from Emon to Whitestone and beyond. And you have brought these beautiful offers before the Changebringer of the breadth of your travels. And the celestial blood inside you, this more secretive blood inside of you, you feel it almost like awaken in a way. Like having done this was... It's like exercise almost. That it was something that is right with the very blood in your veins, and you feel. I don't want to say a heart palpitation at all. No, there's nothing bad, but you feel like your heart beat a little more thunderously, like a drum. Like your blood begins to thunder a bit. So like this very act of acknowledgement and travel has brought fire and passion to your hearts, and you feel it beat like a drum. And as it does so, there's some windows in here, to be clear. This isn't like a sealed space. There's windows in every direction, the cardinal direction specifically. And you're going to feel through the north window a strong wind sort of come through and almost blow across your face, not violently or so, but you feel your hair sort of pull in that direction, and as your heart thunders, almost with the sort of fear and excitement of a new journey that's yet known, a north wind blows through the temple. Your heart comes alive with the north wind. An omen is shed.
Okay.
It blows south and exits the temple, traveling on.
I'll have to ask people.
Fair enough. Okay. You may depart. That is your wish.
Yep.
Excellent. I will give you inspiration for this deep pursuit and this long journey given to the Changebringer that is very much an offering that she would value tremendously. Incredible. We'll say it's around midday at this point. You guys have been journeying around, doing this and that. What's next? What's next? Would anybody... I want to hear from anybody who might head back to the castle. Who would head back to the castle, and who would head out to do, or continue to stay out? Nobody's going back to the castle?
Yeah, Yvaine's in a hole. You might have to send someone back.
Yvaine's stuck at the tower. She's glued to that tower. Fair enough. That's perfectly fair.
Yeah, like I feel like someone's gonna come for her, and she's gonna have like her hair's gonna be all over the place, and she's gonna have like an ink stain on her nose.
Yes. Beautiful. What about the rest of you? Where are you headed?
After that piece, I get my feeling would be Ember would just kind of wander with the intent of, before going back to the castle, wanting to go back by the Slayer's cake to get something to take back for the castle.
Fair enough. A most kind gesture. Let's see here.
Kiro's
Yes.
probably going to wander for the afternoon. And hilariously enough, before you even said anything, I was going to say, because Qiro didn't get to go to the Slayer's Cake because she was busy in the woods almost getting murdered. So if she sees people going there, she'd be like, what is that?
Fair
Why
enough.
are there so many people here?
Yeah. You're like, you see man, and then you wander in for yourself. We'll say Ember maybe is already there, chatting with a certain similar heart of cooking expertise. Simon is there, Ember. You can mark off. We'll say it's like. I honestly don't have like a specific marker for treats around here, like what the prices of things are. We'll say it's 2 copper a pastry of your choice.
Okay.
You may select as you will. But Qiro, you walk into this. It's got a little cupcake with a mace in the top of the cupcake, and that is the sort of sign you see outside. It says the Slayer's Cake. And as the door wafts open, you smell. Oh, it's like walking into Subway, and you smell that delicious like baked bread smell. And you're like, oh, it's the same thing, but it's like pastries, sugary frostings. It's Wonderland in here. You look around to see angel food cake, trinkets, bear claws, apple pie, cream puffs. It's a menagerie of delicious baked goods. And behind the counter is this gentleman who seems to be talking up Ember, and sort of looks over and says, welcome, oh, someone new. Welcome into the Slayer's Cake, my friend. Pleasure to serve you on behalf of our fine owners, Vox Machina. So, please come in, take a look around. Let me know if there's something on the menu to like.
If she sees Ember standing at the counter, she'll go, oh, hey, Ember. Have you, and like, if she saw them talking, she's gonna be like, have you been here before?
I was here yesterday.
And she's just gonna get like you notice she looks a little overwhelmed, like good overwhelmed, but like, and she'll just kind of say, where do I start? What do I try for? What do I get?
I'll tell you what. Have a seat at one of the tables outside. I'll make some arrangements.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And Ember will hand him a gold piece. We'll do another tasting, and have some tea.
He says, and may I suggest, Ember, sir, I think we have perfected around here a new pastry. I told you about it last time. It's called the Everlight as Air Scones. They're delicious, fluffy. To taste one is like it evaporates in your mouth. It's wonderful. May I suggest it?
Absolutely.
Excellent. And he will, you want to do a taster again? He will fill up one of these little boxes with tons of treats. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 treats. So that'll be 20 copper. Fantastic.
And we'll go outside and we'll sip some tea and have way too many pastries.
It's gonna be a good day.
A fine way to spend your afternoon. You sit out under the big, beautiful golden leaf sun tree, magnificent, glorious, almost glowing tree, and enjoy some pastries and tea. What a better way to spend your afternoon?
She'll while they're sitting there. Oh my gosh. She'll just kind of look over and kind of ask, "So how was your morning?"
It was enlightening and strange all at the same time. I had an opportunity to visit the Horizon Temple, which is dedicated to Evandra, and there was a moment of frisson when there was a stirring breeze out of the north, and I'm feeling drawn in that direction.
So I'll take it was a good kind of strange.
Uh, it was it was I don't want to necessarily say peaceful, but it was enthralling.
If I may, Ember, and I'm sorry to do this, just because I want to like, it was an in the moment thing, and I want to portray the omen correctly. I'm only going to change a minor detail. I want to say that rather than a north wind, it was a south wind, and it wasn't a peaceful wind. It was like almost like a harrying wind. It was a sudden, intense, and harrying wind from the south. That is what I will change. My apologies. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, there was a it was you're used to being at sea. I'm not, but you know when you get that sudden I felt something similar when we were in Zephyra. There was a lot of very strong but sudden, bursts of wind. While I was there at the temple, it blew in from the south very strongly. Kind of raised the hairs on the back of my neck. Got goosebumps over the arms. It was a lot.
Where I'm from, that usually doesn't mean anything good.
I I see it as potentially not good, but interesting. And so far, interesting has been where to peek and see.
Well, in the spirit of interesting and peeking and seeing, I don't know how much I filled you in on, or anyone last night on at dinner. Yesterday was weird to say the least, terrifying to say the most, and kind of like you, I just got the feeling that something was off. And then hearing Lady DeRolo and Lord DeRolo talking about at dinner about how something was going wrong in the woods. I don't know why, of all people, the giant horse-sized wolf chose me, but it was almost like he was trying to tell me something without talking. And I know that that sounds entirely crazy, but that's what it felt like.
Between you and I, there are times that campfires or lanterns or any flame seems to speak to me as well. So I don't find it all that unusual, truth to tell. Um, and perhaps if that wolf is important to you, it's something that's worth investigating.
I mean,
I for one would be more than happy to accompany you in that investigation.
I mean, he saved my life. So I feel like I owe it to him to at least check it out, but I don't know what there is that I could do that he couldn't.
Sometimes I I too owe to some degrees my life, but more importantly, another life to someone, and feel obligated to be at their, I don't want to necessarily say beck and call, but certainly to make myself available for their service.
Right.
And some and certainly none of the things that I've been asked to undertake have been items that he couldn't do for himself. Uh, Sometimes I think it's about those people providing an opportunity. Um, there's a parable about bravery, and it it goes something like, if you were to pray for bravery, is it likely that someone is going to grant you bravery or opportunities to be brave, which are, my finding so far has been, the opportunity is what's going to be provided. So perhaps he's, whoever this wolf is assuming that he's something more than just a wolf, that he is providing an opportunity.
I don't want to if it's something that I'm supposed to do, and if it's something that he needs my help with, where I am now, who I am now, I don't know if I can help him by myself, but I don't want to drag all of you into
Oh,
whatever this is when I don't even know what this is.
Qiro, and Ember will reach over and will pat the back of your hand. That's what the Concordant does. It's what we've done since day one. And you are as much a member of the Concordant as any that we have had. We had a blue-furred cat lady who was with us for a period of time, who was a a criminal, and not necessarily in a good way, but not necessarily in a bad way, in a problematic way, to be sure. But
Oh, yeah.
we embraced her problems, and it turned out that it was something that needed to be done, and it broke the hold of a fairly significant evil that was afflicting the city of Western. Um, the people there were besought by nightmares. Children were disappearing. It was very horrible. But if we had not run into the Jewel of Midnight, and if we had not embraced their problems as our problems, Westruun likely would have continued to be plagued. Children would have continued to disappear, and perhaps worse. So,
I guess.
while I absolutely cannot speak for the entirety of the Concordant, I have I have been I have been a member of this company since its foundation, and I I feel that if presented to them, there is no one who would not rally to your need.
I guess I'm just not used to being, well, I'm not used to my problems being everyone else's problems. I'm used to fixing other people's problems, to be honest.
And that's what we do. We fix other people's problems and we fix our own problems. And
Well,
a burden shared is a burden eased.
well, if this is going to be something that we look into and this is going to be something that we tackle together, then I guess knowing how we got here, we being me and whoever the wolf is in the woods, knowing how y'all, all of you knowing how we got here might not be a bad thing.
Well,
But that might be more of an everyone discussion.
and that's fine. Do you know anything in particular about this wolf? If it's a significant presence and lives around here, perhaps the Rolos know something. Perhaps there's another group in the area that may have. There's. I heard it in Lady Dorolo's title. The Gray somethings.
The Gray Wardens?
Perhaps if they're a group or an organization, perhaps they'd know something. Let me ask Stephen. And
Who?
Ember will get up and walk inside and go, pardon me. If I wanted to find some of the representative of the gray, oh dear me, warden, hunter, guard.
Oh, the Grey Hunt.
Yes.
Yeah, them.
As far as I know, the Grey Hunt is, I believe, an honorary title to the Lady Rolo. You can ask her about it. She would, if there's something more to it than honoraries, then she certainly would know.
Okay. I just didn't know. She sounded like she had, obviously, leader of, which made me think that there may be members of.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, I know that it's a part of history. I believe it was either a hunting club or something some generations back, but there's no Grey Hunt anymore, unless it's some, these nobles secret society, exactly, clandestine secret noble hunting party thing.
That's fair. I'm obviously an out-of-towner.
That's perfectly fair.
But we were talking outside, and my friend had been on a hunt and had come across a rather sizable wolf that was peculiar, both in size and behavior. And we
your friends saw the what do they call it? The moonlit wolf, I believe.
Oh, is there someone that could tell us a little bit about this moonlit wolf?
Oh, I mean, this is a bit of an urban legend. They say that there's this the last 20 years or so. There's this
Actually, hold on, just one second.
Yes, of course.
Qiro, please come in.
Huh? She'll step in next to Ember.
Yeah, so I hope I tell the tale well. I am no Scanlan Shortbelt, but I will do my best. But yes, a bit of an urban legend these last 20 years or so. I just sort of popped up in the woods. This supposed magnificently large wolf that they say only appears at night and is reputed to be a sort of defender of Whitestone, protects Whitestone from the many dangers of the woods, they say. Sort of guides children home who've gotten lost in the woods, takes care of bandits and ruffians, a wild but protective creature of the lands of Whitestone, they say. An urban legend, but you claim to have seen the moonlit wolf.
I've done more than seen him. I've talked to him as much as he talks, I guess.
You've spoken with the moonlit wolf.
Incredible. He doesn't so much talk as he kind of gestures to things, and then he kind of stares at you like he expects for you to know what he's talking about. It's frustrating because you do, but that's about as much talking as he does.
Very mysterious. What a grand fortune for you to have met the moonlit wolf. Incredible. You must tell me. Is it true what they say? Is he as big as a horse?
Bigger.
Bigger. Oh, my goodness. And is it true that he only comes out under the full lit moon?
Not so much. I've seen him during the day more than once. He just kind of appears and then disappears whenever he wants.
My goodness. And he is indeed a protector. He isn't some wild beast. He protects Whitestone.
He seemed real protective the times that I met him.
Oh, how grand! That's incredible. I must repay you for for sharing with me such an experience. Please, pick a stone or two of your choice on the house.
Oh gosh! And she just kind of goes starry-eyed for a second, and then kind of like looks at Ember because again, choice.
I don't like having to make choices. I'm happily a warlock to tell me what to do.
I'm allergic to choices, actually. I break out knives.
Qiro tries to kill him. How dare you make me die? It's like, no.
Choose?
He goes, very well. Perhaps I might suggest, how about the sun treats? Those are delicious.
Perfect.
That would be lovely.
Excellent. He'll bag 2 sun treats and hand them to you and says, have a splendid day, and thank you again for sharing with me such a tale.
Thank you. I found out more in the last 5 minutes than I knew in 2 weeks.
Oh, I see. Well, if you wish to know more, I mean, you could consult the various priests at the temples. They're very wise and knowledgeable of such things. Perhaps the Rolos, if somehow you could get their attention. They run. Any member of the Chamber of Whitestone perhaps might know more. I mean, they're very knowledgeable. They keep an eye on the woods. If there's a big wolf running around, I'm sure they've made sure that it's safe.
I'll try my best to get their attention then.
Very well. And
Tell you what, Qiro, why don't we head back up to the castle? And I remember Percival saying that he had a chamber meeting in the morning, and perhaps they're done with that by now, and we may be able to bend his ear for a moment.
Yeah,
and if not, perhaps Lady Rolo will have returned from whatever far-flung place that she's gone to.
That would be fantastic. Let's go.
Okay. You head up there, and just before I swap the scenes, I'm gonna very dramatically cut at some point here. But you're making your way up. You're making your way past that square, the big, beautiful clock tower, and then you see something skitter across the ground. Wild hair, covered in ink, and turning around on the rock, you see the bloodshot eyes of Yvaine She says,
Gosh.
I must know the stars. And we'll cut away. I'm sure that's
Amber?
not what happens, but Finch, what are you up to, my friend? What are we up to? Have you up to anything else? You haven't seen your dragon in a while.
I haven't seen my dragon, and I think I'm also hyper vigilant of the calendar and when I need to get back to Emon.
What time is it? It's 5 minutes.
I
That's what
promised
left
the
it.
church. You just asked 2 minutes ago.
So maybe
How
you're
about
just wandering. Wait, sorry, go ahead.
How about now? How about now?
Yeah, how about now? How about now? So perhaps wandering the castle.
Yes. Why not?
Perfect. Finally, someone who's just milling about. You're going to be wandering around, checking out the castle and everything. You make your way down this one hall, and you're going to see a gnome that you've never met before. And this gnome looks standing outside some double doors. She has a book in her hand. She looks very, very clearly nervous about something. She's kind of like tapping her fingers on top of the book, kind of looking around, uncertain. Maybe something's wrong. And you kind of regard this individual. There's something familiar about her gnomish face, but she's a young gnome. But she's kind of just like, she looks librarian-y and black, like spectacles, and is tapping the book with anxiety.
Oh. Hello there. My name is Finch. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to startle you. My apologies.
No. Yes.
Is everything okay? You look a little distraught.
Me distraught? No, everything's fine. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just she kind of like looks you up and down your plate, your warhammer, your queen. Seems like Superman. And goes, you're one of the Rolo's guests, aren't you?
I am, and you certainly didn't disrupt me. I think I actually was the one that disrupted you, so I apologize.
Oh, I see. Can I, you look a holy person?
Yes, you could say. My name is Finch Endegard, and I will extend a hand out to shake hers. And you are?
Just, you're the God sent paladin of Bahamut, right? From Emon?
Yes.
Oh,
Thank
yes,
you.
the castle's been talking about you. Do you mind if we have a private word really quick?
Sure.
Thank you. If you could just stand a little closer. So just looking around, making sure nobody can. She whispers. She goes, I'm the head librarian, JB Trickfoot. I have a little problem in the library. I could really use some help from someone like you. You see, I recently acquired a new book, and I opened it up, and it happened to have some knowledge of the outer planes that I didn't expect. And when I opened the tome, there was like this horrible voice, and monsters jumped out, and and they're kind of making a mess of the library, and I don't know what to do. And if you could not tell anybody and keep it quiet, do you think you could handle it? And I would hate to get into some trouble.
Your secret is safe with me. I'm sorry. You said your name was again?
I'm JB Trickfoot. I'm the head librarian.
Trickfoot.
Yes. Pike Trickfoot is a family member of mine, and she got me the job here. Yes, it's true.
There's no judgment. I was just recognizing the name. That's all. The face. I see the resemblance. That's all. Oh, your secret is safe with me. So what is the extent of the situation in the library?
They're like these little winged people with tails and like bat wings and red skin. They look like little monster, like little devilish creatures. They're smaller than I am. I'm sure someone like you can handle them no problem, but I'd hate to get in trouble with the Rolos.
Of course. And can I make my way then to try and like peek in and see like the extent of what's happening?
Yeah, you guys both peek
Yeah.
in. You see about 8 of these little red impish creatures with bat wings, little horns, kind of frumpy faces, long tails. They're snarling in these squeaky voices in a strange, otherworldly language, some evil language. They fly around the room, very similar to Chamber of Secrets when what's his name released the pixies and they started raining havoc.
Yes.
It's very much the same. With one's like flying by with a book in his hand. The other one's standing on a book, like ripping the pages out, going. And 2 of them are fighting over another book flying in the air, and one book, and then like one of them lets go, and the other one lets go, and it goes flying into the fireplace, and they're raining havoc on the library.
I see. Can I just let off a divine sense really quickly to see if I can sense if they are a celestial fiend or undead?
These are undoubtedly fiends.
Of course. Of course. Okay, okay. Can I peek in again?
Okay.
And sorry, I have a fan going. That made it hard to hear. And can I, holy bug bomb. Can I take aim and can I cast firebolt at one of them?
Okay, sure. Maybe a stealth check to start.
Oh yes, in my plate.
Yes, your favorites.
Wow. I have my special boots.
Yeah, that's true. You can't sling out your disadvantage. Very nice.
Yeah. I like how it shows it as like a advantage, disadvantage, and you're just, Yes, I know I'm in a library. 19.
19. Very good. You seem to peek with JB stealthily. And as you point your little celestial finger, go ahead and make me an attack roll at advantage.
Okay. And that is going to be 16 to hit.
16 to hit. You hit. You fire at the nearest one. And the bolt hits it in the back of the head. And it sort of turns around and goes... And very much hit it like a food fight situation. Like you had just thrown like a rotten tomato in the back of its head rather than like a bolt of like pure flame. It seems to completely unaffect it, and it turns around and kind of and the other ones sort of turn around and they all like roll initiative.
Okay.
JB's like, good luck. And, like, kind of
I was gonna like sneak in and like shut the door behind me.
Okay, yeah, I'll let you. I'll let you pop in there. Yeah, JP's like, good luck, and like shuts the door. And she's a gnome, so it doesn't mean much, but she like leans against the door on the other side. I'm sure this will stop. Nothing. All right, roll initiative versus imps. What'd you get?
15.
You win. I lose. What do you do?
Ooh. Well, this will be fun, especially because I have not played with my new toys yet. Let's see here. I think because I sense that they are fiend, I may as well. I think I will use my action to set off my radiant soul.
Your wings furl outward. You reveal your celestial form. As they're like flying at you, they go, and they like stop, like almost like Looney Tunes. Like some of them are flying, so it's ridiculous, but they like on their heels as they're running towards you as they realize they're in the presence of not only their divine enemy, but what looks to be a pretty powerful one, and they all halt immediately. Is there anything you would do or say? Just for fun, for flavor?
I think before they start attacking, I would say, come now. Do we really have to do this?
Make an intimidation check.
Ooh, intimidation check. I got that. I got them skills. Let's see here. A nat 20 plus, so 26.
Is that your turn?
Yes, that's my turn.
On their turn, they go, "Ah!" They all just they can't get out. There's no windows. You're standing in front of one of the doors, which is probably locked by JP from the other side. The other door may or may not be locked. These two guys fly over here and they start trying to pull on the door to get out. But the door is either locked or they're not strong enough. They all just start flying around the room manically to try and hide from you, and they all seem to just sort of disappear into thin air. They're and they seem to vanish. As they do, you can still hear them though flapping around the room, and you can see pages lifting on bookshelves and such from their passage. It's very much it's a weird hide and seek thing where they've all just kind of turned invisible. And they're all desperately flying towards probably hiding spots.
Hiding spots, I see.
They're not hidden yet. They've just turned invisible. So you can probably I'll identify you the closest one. You can run up and attack at disadvantage.
Okay, let's if that's their turn, then let's do that then.
Okay, yeah, that's their turn. You run up to the closest one. Well, let's be honest. He's over here somewhere. You flew away from you. But you run after him with your hammer in the air. Go ahead and make an attack with him.
My Sun Forger.
Your Sun Forger.
That's gonna be a 27. A 27 to hit.
Go for the damage.
And that's gonna be 6, 10. 10 bludgeoning plus 10 radiant from my Radiant Soul.
You smash that one, and it appears from invisibility. It goes flying across the room, and as it hits the wall, it explodes in a puff of cinder and ash.
Okay.
There is one pulling at the door right next to you if you want to try and get that one.
I am.
All right, disadvantage, but go ahead.
All right, then that is going to be... I don't know if that'll hit or not. That is a 14 to hit.
That will hit. Go ahead and roll damage. These are not high CR creatures by any means.
Okay. And that is 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Same thing. You smash him into the ground, and then just as your hammer lands on the ground on top of the creature, there's just a puff of ash and cinder as it vanishes. This is very cartoon. Whack-a-mole shit. At this point, let me see here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is your passive perception?
Oh, not high. Let's see here. 9.
Oof.
Oh yeah, no, it's real bad.
It'll be a bit of a hide and seek thing, so let me see here. They're all gonna run and try and hide from you because you're a big scary angel. Isn't it cool when evil runs from you? Oh, I think that it would be trying too. Okay, so 6 of them. I'm just gonna figure out who gets away from you and who does not. It's looking pretty good for them. And last but not least, okay, suddenly the room goes very quiet, and all the little invisible imps have fled to various hiding places around the room. You're just there with your hammer, and all the invisible creatures seem to have stopped stirring and have found their hiding places. What do you do? This is like a horror movie for them.
Sorry, I'm just reading the details for this one spell. I don't know if I can use it or not. Okay, so I've never used this spell before.
Cool.
So I will ask you about it. So the spell is Dragon's Breath. Okay. And it says you touch one willing creature and imbue it with the power to spew magical energy from its mouth if it has one. Can I be the willing creature?
You most certainly can, so long as you are willing.
I am, so I'm going to cast that. So I'm going to use my bonus action to cast that. And
burn down the library if there's no library.
And I am going to choose cold because fire didn't work.
Gotcha. Okay, you cast the spell into yourself. You harness the power of your dragon spirit, and somewhere Milisaris is like, oh, as you indeed imbue yourself with the power of cold breath.
Cool. So then, where am I? Where to compare to the door? Okay.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of like the best way to go about this then. Can I back myself maybe like into where the corner is and like face down the bookshelf to see if they're hiding there?
Which corner would you prefer?
So the corner that's like the shorter bookcase. I just want to kind of stand there so that, and so then I'm going to use my action. I guess either one, honestly. Because I just want to like shoot down, because there's not that many places for them to hide. And I want to kind of shoot down the bookcase, like that's, I guess, towards the fireplace.
Okay, so you want to, it's a 15-foot cone.
Yeah, it's a 15.
So you want to kind of like blast it like that kind of thing?
Yeah, if I can.
All right, so you want to like approach it to like here and just kind of like around the corner go.
To try and coax them out, yeah.
Beautiful. Well, if you pick the right element, because fire would burn the books, acid would melt the books, and poison, well, it's anyone's guess if that's going to work on the devil. Lightning's probably not good. So that's probably the right choice. You blast this frosty blast across the bookshelf. What is the save throw? Dex saves, huh?
I believe so. Let me look at that real quick. Yes, it's a Dex save 14.
They are both going to fail, the two ones that are hidden on those bookshelves. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right, and that is going to be 3d6 plus 4 plus. Not a lot, but ooh, I'll take it. That's 14 points of cold damage.
Okay. You hear, and they are going to go for a wee flight. They are definitely out of stealth now because you hit them. So on your next turn, if you wanted to chase them down and try and clobber them, you certainly could.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
Can I apply my radiant damage to that? Because I think it's like once per turn, right?
Sure. And what is the specifics? Is it to an attack?
Let me read it real quick. That's the wrong tab. Let's see here. Once per turn, you can have one attack or spell deal 10 additional radiant damage.
So I would say you could just hit both of them with it.
Then. Yeah, then I'll try and do that.
So this breath of radiant ice, you imagine perhaps this is what Bahamut's breath might look like. You know, fantasy-like. And yeah, you're cosplaying Bahamut right now. And as it blasts them, they explode in the radiance. Ash and Cinder are disintegrate through your beam of breath. Two more impish creatures slain by the Finch and the guard.
Remember me!
Is there anything else?
That's it, I think, for my turn, because I use my bonus action and my action. And some movement. But there's not much to move, so.
Okay. It's your turn again. The rest of them are they're fucking hiding out. This is like very much for them like, this is like Silent Hill shit, you know? Like you're stalking across the bookshelves. They're hiding desperately behind boxes, defenseless. So take your turn. They're just hiding, hoping you'll go away.
Hoping I go away. Oh, see, I can't do that.
My oath demands your penance.
Let's see here.
My penance.
Let's see here. Can I walk more towards like maybe the middle of the room, like kind of where that carpet is? Trying to because they just turned invisible, right? And I'm just gonna try and coax them out. I'm sure this won't help. And I'm gonna cast Sword Burst.
Okay. Shooting from you in every direction is a burst of swords within 5 feet. I'll tell you what. Let's call it like an intimidation check to see if you get any of them to kind of like scream or anything, you know?
I see. Okay. Intimidation is my game. That is a 23.
So here's what's going to happen. There was one under the carpet, and as you blast sword holes through the carpet, you will hit that one. What do they need to roll?
Oh, it is. Look at me using spells and magic. It's a deck save. 14.
It saves, and you see this like there's like whooshing into the ground, and this one little lump of the carpet kind of like contorts itself to get out of the way, and then flies out from under the carpet. I'll tell you what, it's a little unique, but I'll let you take an opportunity attack. It's invisible under the carpet, but you can see the movement of the carpet. So technically, it's kind of visible, so I'll give you the opportunity if you want to cut up the Rolo's nice carpet more.
Sure.
Well, it's a hammer, so whatever.
Yeah, and that's going to be a 14 on the dice, plus 8, a 22 to hit.
That'll hit. Roll some damage.
Okay. So that's a 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
You smash the carpet. There's this little of cinder that comes out from under the rug. All the imps in the room go and scream as you just like make this display of radiant swords, and then like smush one of their buddies to death. They all sort of freak out, revealing themselves in stealth, so you can hear them. You can't see them, but you can hear them. Anything else you'd like to do?
That's it.
They're going. I think they're just gonna fly in and attack you. They're like, there's nothing else to be done. He's gonna get us. I think there's one of them that's like, no, like you fools, and he will re-enter stealth. But the other two are just gonna attack you from invisibility with advantage. They're gonna try and get you with their stingers. Oh no!
Oh no, not that.
Oh, your stingers. That's gonna be one of them. Appears from invisibility with their stinger like in the full brass of your plate. No damage. Like full head-on attack to his plate. No damage. The second one attacks. This one has a 21 to hit.
That doesn't hit, and I'm going to repost that.
Got it. So one of them hits you in the back, bounces off of your armor. The other one goes to, and you just like, I'm going to say your repost as you just like fucking swinging your hammer into their stinger. Go ahead and roll attack roll. Oh, you've already used your reaction to do an opportunity attack, I'm afraid.
Did I?
Yeah, the guy under the carpet. You.
Oh, okay. Then never mind.
Got it. So he will still hit the side of your shield. They both appear from invisibility, and they're like, oh, oh. And they will fly away because you don't have opportunity attacks right now. But they're visible. Go ahead and Pac-Man them.
Yep, I'm gonna fly towards them and Hulk smash.
Go for it. Give me 2 attack rolls.
Hopefully. All right, that is a 12 plus 8 is a dirty 20 to hit.
30-20 will hit. Roll some damage.
All right, and that's 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right, he's still alive.
And then
Look at the other guy.
I'll try and hit the other one, and then since should be a new turn, I will disperse the radiant damage after that for my wings.
So you're hitting the first guy with your radiant damage, or the second?
Yeah, let's do that. Just the one that I attacked to make it easy.
All right. Go for it.
All right, and then the next one is I don't think that'll hit. 12 to hit.
12 to hit. That one does not hit. He slips out of the way and goes. Is there anything else?
That's the move he goes with? Okay.
He goes, and he attacks you with his stinger, and he just you don't even move. He just fucking biffs it. He misses entirely. He goes, go for it.
All right.
Get his ass.
Get him. That is going to be a 19 to hit.
That will certainly hit. Roll some damage.
Okay. Ooh. 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
He's dead and gone. There's one left, Finch. It's your turn again. They do not move. They hide. There's one more. You heard it. It's here. It must be somewhere in this library. There is one more. Where could it be?
Ooh, come out, little one. I won't hurt you.
Somewhere it goes. Like it sneers at you, but you can't see it. Remains quiet. From invisibility.
Let's see here. I'm going to. I wish I had another fun spell. Yeah, I'm gonna make my way towards the fireplace because I feel like that's where I had seen it before. So I'm just gonna try and make my way towards that area.
Okay, you march right up to that fireplace.
And then I can't see shit. I don't know. Let's see. No, I can't do that because I already attacked once. I think that's going to be my turn because if I can't see anything, I'm not going to just swing wildly and break more of the library.
Fair enough. Okay. What do you do? It's pretty much a narrative at this point. It's not coming out.
Okay.
You want to look for it?
Yeah, I'm going to look for it. Come now. I've already found all your friends. It's just a matter of time. We're delaying the inevitable.
Make a perception check. You can do it, Finch. Ready?
17.
It's a sneaky little bastard. Some little invisible imp is somewhere. Maybe you just got to take some blind swings and try and smoke it out. Who knows?
Yeah, then I'm going to do that then because I'm not getting anywhere else.
You also have Divine Sense if you wanted to
Does that but that just lights everything up within a certain radius, right? And I already know that they're there. It's not like a heat map, is it?
Yeah, it's a heat map.
Oh, well, if that's the case, then I'm not sure I knew that's exactly how it worked. So I will let that off.
They changed it. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Sorry.
It says within 60 feet, and I already know that they're there.
Oh, it's not a heat. Okay. Oh man, I thought it was totally a heat map. I guess
that would be badass if you could heat map them. And I mean, I don't know if that's new for the 2024. Finch isn't updated.
Oh wait, no, it says or know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet.
Oh, okay. That's
so
fair.
yeah, for basically like a little ping of 6 seconds, you get a heat map of all of those creatures.
Cool. So I'll let that off again then.
You let it off, and you do
Yeah.
indeed sense in the fires of the fireplace there is a little fiend sitting right on the center log.
I'm gonna swing on it.
Go for it. Disadvantage because it's invisible.
All right. All right. Well, that is a 9, 8, is 17 to hit.
You swing your hammer right in there. You get him going full damage.
Send you back to hell. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points of bludgeoning damage plus my radiant damage. So
yeah, it's gone. How do you want to do this?
That's so awkward. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I guess like maybe they would just be like a backhanded like swing like right into the fireplace and.
Finch, you walk into the place and you're like looking around. You're like Vegeta focus, and you sense the thing in the fireplace. You like nonchalantly with your hammer walk over, go for a nice little golf swing.
Like a golf swing, yeah.
And then you just bam, smash it against the back of the fireplace brick, and there's a cindery explosion that blows past you. And with that, last game. So, by Finch and the God the Great. Or Finch and the Guard, like, whatever Finch and the Guard likes. But you've done it! You've slayed the fiends! You truly are a paladin.
Goody. Oh no, what a mess. Like,
yeah, you
like some of the embers back into the fire, like that'll do something.
Yeah, you like pick up one of these flaming logs and toss it back in the fireplace before it burns the bare rug. You look over at the center rug that has just been, it's been like torn and ripped from like the sword burst. This one bookshelf these 3 bookshelves just have like Arctic, like hard frost and ice just coating the side of it. It could have been worse.
Yeah, and of course I don't have prestidigitation prepared. That would have come in handy. Well.
Yeah, unfortunately can't prepare cantrips.
Yes.
So sad.
I'll just like put my hammer away and try and like sneak out.
Yeah, you're going to go try and sneak over to JB or what?
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
kind of
I will sneak out.
Poke your head out. JB is there. He's like, how did it go?
I think they're gone.
Oh, thank you so much. Wow, incredible. She'll look around you. You're like, I'll clean up. Okay, thank you very much. Let's never ever speak of this ever again.
It's never happened. It's nice to meet you. In fact, I've never met you.
All right. Yeah, who are you? Bye. And she closes the doors and locks the doors on the library inside. She's gonna go start doing some mad cleaning inside. She goes, oh no, I opened the book again. Oh no.
Yeah, right. She trips and the book opens.
Finch, can you go now? And with that, why don't we go to a break, 15-20 minutes, and when we come back, we'll complete our time in Whitestone. Perhaps we'll head back tomorrow. Qiro, you're making your way back past the giant clock tower, the heart of Whitestone. I imagine, Yvaine, you're kind of like just sitting there in the square looking up at it with all your notes. What does your 2 buddies see as they are walking by the square and see you sitting there?
So, I honestly think that the only thing that would have actually gotten her out of there would be Happy telling me it's time for dinner.
Okay.
Like, he's only going to be so patient, but, you know, he's a growing bun and dinner time. So I think that he probably kind of herds her out of there, you know, with his stomping of foot. And I think when if they're watching her come out, she's probably got stuff like half put in her bags, and she's probably taking a couple of extra notes while Happy is hurting her. Yeah, very unhappy, and she's like, her hair's all over the place. She's probably got ink smudges on 3 places, and she's absolutely still writing as she's walking out. I will get you. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I lost track of time. We will get you food. We will get you food. You're not going to starve to death.
Happy like falls backward onto the ground and like plays dead.
She puts her stuff up and picks him up and puts her on her head.
You pick him up, he stays limp, and you like stuff him in your little chest side. And so Ember and Qiro, you see what looks to be a dead, starved to death Happy, being put into the. And you know, as Happy's alive because every now and then Happy will just throw a little paw up, as Yvaine is kind of like maybe a little wish she could stay a little longer, stuffing Happy into the whatever you call it.
I've been told it is time for me to go. Apparently, I'm starving my child.
He looks like he's about half dead.
Qiro, would you mind? And Ember will gently reach above Yvaine's head and pick up Happy. We'll hand Happy to Qiro, and Ember will will hand one of the trinket treats to.
I'll kind of cradle him in one of my arms and then just like start immediately and just start giving him the treat. Like I know, she was late for dinner. I know, I'm sorry.
Happy immediately. Go ahead.
And on the way up, Ember will be doing prestidigitation to fix Yvaine's hair, get rid of the ink smudges, and try to defrizz.
Happy immediately, as pastries presented happily, immediately like returns very vitally to life, and looks up at you, Qiro, with the biggest bunny eyes as he nibbles on his little treat and looks at you with the look of like, I'm just an innocent little bunny who's been tortured.
Listen, I'm just gonna kind of lean down, like still like, because he's so cute. I'm just gonna kind of lean down and be like, we both watched you eat meat off the table. Let's not go that far.
It gives you a little sniffle.
You have your pastry, you're fine.
Has Nick's been giving him lessons? I swear he's getting better at it.
Some people just naturally are.
I feel like tomorrow he's going to show up with a lute. The Van Dyke singing the songs of his people.
He's just so sad.
Is just laying there with a little pastry, so defeated. By the time we get to the castle, this pastry that's maybe half the size of Happy is completely gone.
Once he finishes, I'll like put him up on my shoulder. I'll be like, you can figure out how you want to sit.
Happy does the like leans against your head like that, folds his leg over, just kind of.
And I'll kind of like look over at Yvaine and just go, what had you so involved for this long?
Oh, the stars. So it's a clock tower and it tells time, but also you can track the movements of the planet and the spheres and the stars. But I use stars for magic, so I was tracking down some different constellations, and I was updating my star map. And then I've also been looking for a new constellation, which I've reasoned must be there, but I haven't quite found, and I didn't quite find it this time. But perhaps I'm babbling. I'm sorry.
You were looking at stars in the middle of the day?
Yes.
We're gonna revisit that later.
Was it something like that thing that you were looking at in Western that had all of the twirly bits?
that was rudimentary compared to what Lord Percival has created. It's bloody brilliant, but yeah, the stars are always there. We can't see them during the day because of the sun is light. We don't have the sun's light during the night. It makes it easier to see. And everything's moving around all the time. And that is the means to sort of track things by day or by night. It's quite fascinating.
You sound like you had a fun day.
It was glorious. I got nothing I was supposed to get done, but it was great.
To make your way up. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, well, Ember had a sort of epiphany feeling. There was wind involved, but that happened this morning.
An omen?
That.
Huh.
Kind of emanating from, well, it was a south wind, and that's the parch wood, so I'm guessing that correlation and causation may be well aligned.
Indeed.
Should we be concerned that more than one figure that is way more powerful than both of us is seemingly pointing us to the same place?
No, it's usually how we get our marching orders, to be honest with you.
It's just the powers that be underlining the map, saying you might want to look here.
So we're definitely on the right track then. Good.
Please don't miss this.
I have a couple of very quick meetings I can take in the morning, but we can be back in Emon by noon, or so there you go. Or if we don't all have to go at the same time, I can just follow up a bit behind you, and then we'll all be there for Finch's elevation.
Oh, we'll all have to go in one hunk, I would imagine.
I figured it might be the case.
Between now and then, can we cover what an elevation is?
I feel like it is something that we will see. I've never seen one myself, so we will find out together.
It's one of those like secret religious things, ain't it?
I think so.
Okay.
Man.
And
I was going to say it was just like the word up, an adjective meaning two, where at some point we just considered higher.
Yeah, there is that too. I suppose you can sort of think of it like Finch is getting a promotion within the church.
I thought they were as high up as you got, without, being the dragon itself.
Oddly enough, I don't actually know how that works. I mean, I suppose they're the head of a monastery now.
If anyone wants to roll a religion check regarding the hierarchy of Platinum Dragon clergy,
I would like to do that. I've played with them long enough. I might know a little something.
For sure.
What is that? There's a 15.
15. Yeah, you very easily. The order is as follows. So there are, basic followers and laymen and so on, priests, and there's like priests and clerics and so on. But the true order is paladin, when one is knighted and becomes a paladin. And then Finch's title, which is High Paladin, so you kind of stand before the High Paladins. The next one is Platinum Knight, and that is a title held only by a very select few, considered to be like sort of grand champions of the faith, essentially. And then above those are the Scale Bearers, which are like... That's sort of like the clerical equivalent to High Paladin, but they're held above the Paladins, and they're considered the great ministers of the faith. And last but not least is the High Bearer. And there's only a handful of them, and they're considered the Pope, basically. It's like they're the spiritual leader of the faith of Bahamut on Earth.
We've
Now,
met we've met one in Vesselheim, yeah?
yes, you would have met one of the High Bearers, if not the High Bearer.
High Bearer
I'm
Vord?
saying High Bearer Vord. That I believe that was correct. Yes. So that person's basically considered of the Platinum Dragon, and like you would know that there's like a history where like back in the old days, like the High Paladins were considered like lieutenants, and they commanded like a 10 paladin. There was a military structure and everything. Um, and while the Paladin Order is considered a military order, these days, like the ranking system is kind of a ranking system. They use the names to harken back to older times, but and there's a way it's supposed to go, but it's a little looser than it used to be.
Yes, so no, Finch is as I understand, though Finch is a figure of great respect, a High Paladin is one of there are enough High Paladins, but there are a few ranks above, and like the head of the Bahamas orders as the High Bearer. And I don't know if there's more than one, but I know that there's one in Vesselheim, and I believe there's quite a few differences in rank. Uh, is Kima a platinum knight or a scale bearer? Would I know? Because Kima's like a really big deal.
She is a very big
Lady
deal.
Kima.
Kima is indeed.
Lady Kima.
Lady Kima. I'll say you don't actually know. She's Lady Kima Vord. That is her sort of name, rank, sort of her name and title and everything. But you've never heard her reference her ranks in the order itself. You know her to be a bit of a, shall we call like a loose cannon, kind of does her own thing kind of individual. Maybe she has a rank that she just doesn't use. You don't know what Lady Kima's official rank within the order is, though.
Huh. Yeah. But I do know that this is like the celebration is a celebration not of military rank, but Finch's personal position to Bahama. I don't actually know, to be honest with you, but I'm quite excited to see it.
It sounds interesting. I just didn't know if we'd have to do anything in regards to the event, or are we just there to watch?
Oh, we're just there to cheer.
Love.
At this point, you all get back to the castle. We'll say it's dinner time.
Yay.
You guys can all get together for the feast. All the children are here. Gwendolyn is here. Zarvolk is here. So on and so forth. And most late is Lady Vexal. She's a little late for dinner.
Oh.
You guys kind of like are given appetizers and something, and eventually she does arrive, and is going to sort of sit down, and you can't exactly hear what's being. But you're probably sitting right there, so very quietly, Percival and Vexalia have a word at the end of the table, where he kind of has a word with his wife, and she says something to him, and kind of speaking like that, and he speaks to her in a little bit of like trying to get information about whatever's going on. It seems like something big's going on in Vex's world, and she's like she's here to be with the family, but she's a busy lady, and she's had a busy day. Food is served, and you may all enjoy dinner. Is there anything you all like to do here at dinner? Anyone you'd like to speak to?
Well, once we get, into the drinking and chatting phase of dinner.
Yeah.
I will ask Lady Rolo,
Yes, darling.
is there somebody here in Whiterun who might have some expertise with regards to the moonlit wolf?
Percy and her look at each other, and Percival, well, Vex will say, yes, well, we both do know a decent amount about Goldrick. Why?
And Ember will gesture for Qiro, and my companion has had some interactions, but really doesn't know anything about the wolf's history or background, so there's a lot of unknowns other than, obviously it's something beyond a normal wolf of that size and grandeur.
I see. They kind of look at each other and they refer to you, Qiro. And Vexolia will sort of take the stage and she'll say, I see. Well, be sure, Goldrick is been with us in these woods for quite a long time. He's a protector of sorts of the parchment, of Whitestone itself. We don't commune with him directly or leave offerings. Some of the civilians in Whitestone have taken to doing such things. We don't know if Goldrick appreciates it or not, but what we do know is that he is a very good boy. He protects Whitestone and has done so for the last 23 years, something of the like, with loyalty. We don't know why he clings here. Percival says we have our suspicions, quietly, and Vex says yes, we do indeed. But yes, he came to us. Vex Machina is still doing its thing.
Is it possible? You said he showed up 23 years ago. Is it possible you know where he was before that, or did he just kind of appear one day?
There's a look of Vex where she's sort of like, almost like, it's very slight, but it's a little bit like the topic seems almost difficult. Percival takes over, and he says, he's got a rather unique history, actually. We discovered him when interacting with certain relics belonging to the Raven Queen. You see, he was at one time a companion to the original champion of the Raven Queen, a warrior by the name of Pavon's Soul back during the Calamity in the Age of Arcana. So Goldrick is a very old wolf. And, well, perhaps it seems to be more than just a wolf at this point. He's still alive.
So he protects Whitestone. He doesn't come into town. He just sticks to the woods around town?
Correct. Do you wish to, darling? Yes. He says, she says, yes, he never comes into town. He sticks to the woods. He never asks for anything. He's always diligently meting out justice to wrongdoers and protecting the woods. He's considered something of an honorary protector to, well, the defenses of Whitestone. It's largely known by the Pale Guard, the Rifle, of recall that Goldrick is an ally to Whitestone and is to be treated as such. There's more to the story about Goldrick. And frankly, parts of his story are somewhat personal. If you wouldn't mind, Percival says, perhaps another night. Perhaps when we all know each other a little bit better.
Absolutely. Yeah. I didn't mean to tread onto material that was too private and personal. We just had questions.
Lady Vexali says, of course, darling. No offense in the slightest.
And thank you for what she did say. To be honest, before today, I didn't really know much about him beyond his name. He doesn't really talk much.
Percival says, is it an academic interest?
More of a personal one.
Do you mind if I ask how you know Goldrick, out of curiosity?
He saved my life once, and I owe him, I guess you could say. Although I don't think he really sees it that way. I don't know. He saved my life and he led me here, and when I came back to Whitestone, he led me to what I think might be some of your issue in the woods, and he seemed like he was looking for my help, so I figured I might as well learn all I can now.
Vexali will say, yes, I heard about your attack in the woods, and thank you for helping. Well, I suppose it would make sense that Goldrick would go after undead things, being his association to the Raven Queen. I don't know if that's a personal one, or I don't know how deep that runs, or how smart Goldrick is, or how much he understands about that, but something to muse on, I suppose.
He seemed pretty smart from I hesitate to say interactions that we've had with each other. He seems to know more than I do most times, though I don't really know how much that says.
I would agree, there's an intelligence to that wolf beyond what you normally expect. Every now and then, well, sometimes you hear him howling for those who have passed on, funerals and such around Whitestone. Every now and then you might hear a wolf's cry from the woods. He's never had a pack, or never gained a pack, as far as we know. So a bit of a solitary wolf, a little bit of a lonely one, I suppose.
Well, again, thank you for everything you could share. I guess it helps me figure out where to go from here, if nothing else.
Well, Percival will say, well, if you'll feel you have a debt of life to any strange creature in Xander, be thankful to Goldrick. He is a fine beast. Vexali says, and a very good boy.
Oh, okay.
Percival will say, well, High Paladin Finch, from what I'm understanding, your ascension is taking place in 2 days' time, something like that. Will you be leaving us tomorrow?
Yes, briefly, but we intend to return, if I'm not mistaken.
Excellent. Just curious.
Yeah, the plan is to return, get Finch ascended, and come back. There's clearly work we need to do here.
Percival says, I admit I don't entirely understand exactly what is going on. I don't consider myself to be a deeply religious man. What's involved in this ascension? Are you, like, becoming one with the Platinum Dragon? Vexali is like, Percival, don't be rude. Because I don't mean to be rude. I'm simply curious.
I'm not... Go ahead.
No. Go right ahead.
Yes, it's been something that has been long overdue for quite some time now, and I am embarrassed to admit that I have not followed through with with expectations, with my duties. And we will leave it at that.
Yes, fair enough. This is fair enough. Anybody who takes particular notice to her, you'll notice that like Vesper kind of perked up and was interested to hear, and then kind of like goes back to her meal when Finch is like, and we'll leave it at that. Maybe a little disappointed, seeing that she had a particular interest in whatever was going on there. The children bicker some more. Some polite conversation is had. Vexalia is, and as we'll say, as dinner concludes, Vex is going to say, "Aurora Concordant, I'd like to have a word with you. I need to be heading back to Emon imminently, and I expect you might perhaps wish to know why. Just considering that some of you are from Emon, you know, if you wouldn't mind." And she'll kind of
absolutely.
Make your way into the next room, and she will say, "I'm sorry I didn't speak of it earlier. In the middle of dinner, I didn't want to talk about work in front of the children. I'm afraid that Emon has... It's dramatic to say it, but it's been attacked. Every now and then, you were aware you went into the Thorax crater with the lava sharks, I believe the Ashari call them.
Yes, the magma landsharks.
Terrifying.
Yes, well, apparently our plan to send adventurers within to thin the herd wasn't quite as robust a plan as the defender of the council hoped. Some of them burst through the streets and attacked. It's not devastating. Emon's okay. Damage is not as well as I'd like, but only a few lives were lost on the actual guard. But property and streets have been in better states in certain parts of the city, and the threat has been dealt with, but I thought you'd all want to know, considering your friends and family and all. I will be returning this night to meet with the council and deal with the situation. If you all wish to come along, I would understand. I just thought I'd pass along the information.
I absolutely would love to come with you if you're going back tonight.
Absolutely. I'll be leaving within the hour, so feel free to grab whatever you need. And I will wait for you at the Temple of the Dawnfire.
That's where we're going. Excellent. Okay. I will meet you there. And like Yvaine heads there right now.
Got it. Okay. You said within the hour, so...
No, yeah, but I got to talk to someone there.
Yeah, fair enough. Fantastic. She just kind of nods at you all and says, if you'll be coming, I'll meet you at the temple. If not, if I don't see you there in an hour, I will assume you wish to stay, and I will perhaps maybe see you tomorrow, as it sounds like you'll all be there for the acknowledging. And she was going to make her way to get herself put together as well. What about Qiro and Finch? Do you guys want to go to Emon tonight?
Yes, I think
I
particularly am interested in that.
Fair enough. Okay, you guys all grab your things. We will handle you, Yvaine, since you have someone you guys speak to imminently. I'm just going to get that piece of information. Ready to go? This is me.
Qiro, you
Just
will
gonna
get
look.
used to every now and then Yvaine's Yvaine actually focuses on something.
Oh yeah, no. On the way to the festival for the Storm Lord, when you just like were like bye, and then showed up with the whole horde of kids, here was like, okay, so this is normal.
Okay. You head to what is known as the Zenith, which is the temple of the Dawn Father here in Whitestone. You see that the exterior seems to be built from stone and featured with beautiful stained glass windows representing the sun. The temple has a wooden double door that is carved depicting flaming wreaths, similar to the outer rings of classical depictions of the sun. Going across the sky, waving flames can be seen, licking the side of the doors in sort of a filigree. As you enter the interior of the temple, there is a large 10-foot tall stained glass window, two of them about 10 feet apart. Or excuse me, there's three of them about 10 feet apart. The three windows on each side. There are pews set up for worshippers, a red carpet, raised stone altar behind which another stained glass window, and it is certainly large enough to hold 100 people inside. It is a very large stained glass, beautiful cathedral that celebrates light in all of its colors. Within, who hangs out around here? We're gonna find out. Okay, beautiful. There's a number of members of the clergy here. Who or what are you seeking?
Father, I know.
Father, I know. As suspected. You ask around, and eventually you're directed to this older gentleman. He is in his, he's got gray hair, he's in his 60s, balding. He is dressed in sort of like a monk's attire. Not like martial arts monk attire, but, like a clerical clergy monk. Very simple, bearing the symbol of the Dawn Father, imagery of the Dawn Father. And he carries, his body is built strong. It's fading in his age, but clearly he looks to have the image of a warrior in his youth. Maybe a scar here and there, a large gray beard, and long gray hair that's tied back into a single knot. Clearly a warrior past his prime, who seems to have settled down the more clerical matters of the clergy. He looks over and says, Dawn Father's blessing on you.
Thank you.
How may I help?
My name is Yvaine, and I'm a druid, and I'm doing some research. I was sent to you, Father, from a priest in Emon. I've been doing some research into the Dawn Circle druids, more particular, into what they were protecting. He said that you would have some information.
Yes, it's a difficult topic, but one that I have pursued. As you can see, I cannot pursue that goal with personal martial, so I have pursued it as best I can, knowledge-wise. Please sit. Well, you wish to know more. I will tell you of the Dawn Circle, that part is easy enough. Long time ago, during the Scattering War, there was a circle of druids, not one that we have seen in any texts, visited the cities of Tal'Dorei. Drastic did not keep many records of druids. The only knowledge we actually have of them is reports from elven settlements, from Tal'Dorei's forces, you see. Only in passing. We're told that it was host to a unique species of creatures called fearbolgs. And they seemed to be the primary members of this druid circle, but not many interacted with them. But what I can conjecture is that this this circle was protecting a very dark place, with their powers. They paid homage to the Dawnfather, which is why I find myself interested. And they sealed the entrance to this dark place to ensure that evil would never come back to this world. Well, records go short of them fairly quickly, as quick as they come, as quick as they go. I suspect that's raiders or something saw them defeated, perhaps, or they moved on to a greater purpose that they deemed. But
it was the second Dressig army who decided that. See, the first of the Dawn Circle druids offered assistance to Tal'Dorei, and if I recall correctly, for doing such things, the second Dressig befouled, slaughtered them all. Several years later, perhaps 100 or so years later, a man named Sevis Howell would procure the grove, such as it was, so that he could be interred there. His name is Shadebarrow. And she'll pull out, she'll take her pouch and she'll pull out Varys's head. I'm sorry, I know it's uncomfortable, but this is actually a relic. And he was one of the druids. And he communed with the darkness on the other side. I'm trying to track down what that darkness is. See, I think while Sevis Howell was in the process of having himself interred, that those seals were broken. Whatever darkness it was supposed to be containing is seeping out. That's what I'm tracking down.
When I tell this story, I try and comb some of the more gory details. This is very dark business. What did you say your name was?
My name is Yvaine.
Druid Yvaine. I can see you're already very well informed about many of the details of the story. I would hazard you be very cautious as you proceed forward. This is dark business that you are delving your interest into.
I have promised the grave seer Charisse, the grave mystic Charisse, who is the head priestess of the Raven Queen in Western, that I will not go to the place until such a time as she sends me. And I'm a person of my word. But if it is, I stood on the ground, I stood there, I stood in that circle. I know what a druid circle is supposed to feel like, and I felt the corruption in the earth. This thing will eventually need to be contained, Father. And if all I can do is research to arm the person who's fated to go in there, then I will do it. And I do thank you for your time.
Yes, you have me in a very disadvantaged position. I would only pass on what I know to those who are capable, and I'm sure you can understand how what I know is not something that I pass along easily.
Shall I tell you more of what? Okay.
My studies, admittedly, have been less about what lies under the Dawnfather's light and more towards what requires the Dawnfather's light, what lays beneath. My study is less about the Dawn Circle and more about Shader. It is a very dark place, very dangerous place, and you are most correct. One day it will require someone to staunch this black hole into our world that has opened up. Part of me wishes to find people capable of mending the seals and enforcing them even greater still and leaving it at that. Because what it contains, I suspect, is...
What do you suspect it contains? Because I have my suspicions.
No small amount of undead, for one.
Tell me.
Make me a persuasion check. Yeah, persuasion check.
17.
17. He sighs. He says, "Perhaps in telling you what I know, it will ward you away. As it seems you have already the wisdom to stay away for not knowing everything." The undead. It's a powerful force, and one that does not come from other planes, but its existence does come, indeed, from other planes. What lays deep beneath is said to be two things. If the most strongest myths whispered in the darkest circles to be believed. The first of which is prize. A prize of power that is of no small consequence. In my suspicions, I suspect that this relic is... He leans in close. He says, perhaps may just be a vestige of divergence. Now, I say this with the word of warning, as I assume by what knowledge you've brought forth, you already know what a vestige of divergence is.
Yes, we carried a vestige of the Spider Queen to Vasselheim for safekeeping. It was a most harrowing journey.
Then you know how these vestiges can be. Many know Vox Machina possesses mighty vestiges, possessing and used for good. But this, down beneath, as it sounds like you've already interacted with Dark One, I can only suspect belongs to a dark, powerful force. This is no vestige meant for good hands to touch.
I don't think you understand what my meaning is. If I have a purpose at all, it's to cleanse Xandria of the taint of a dark force. I quite believe I know what it is now. I will not utter his name in this space. But I will say this. About 2 months ago, at the crossroads, I can't remember, the something cut crossroads.
Silvercut Crossroads.
The Silvercut Crossroads. There was an event in which there was an army of undead that was raised by the Archdruid of Andros in the form of a wraith. The champion of the Raven Queen set me on the path that led me to you. And so while I am not going to go storming into Shadebarrow, you can understand why I cannot simply abandon this line of inquiry. And I don't need the vestige. I would destroy it if I could. If not, create stronger seals so the place stops leaking onto Exandria. No desire for that kind of power. Those who know me have known I've given it up before.
And I see that in you. And I caution you to be careful who you share this with, because academics tend to be more curious than cautious. Just as I be cautious with you, I implore you to be cautious with others, as it seems you already have. Now I shall say to you the second thing, I believe, is beneath, which is of a greater, more darker power than the relic. In some of the more darker circles of worshippers and cultists and fanatics that I have met in my youth, they tell that a being not unlike the betrayers, a being was said to be the father of death itself, bides as time beneath. This is not confirmed by any measure, mind you. This could be the mad ravings of cultists and fanatics, but the amount of darkness that pours from that place, the amount of significance it's had over history, I dare to. Dark things stir beneath, and know this, Shadebearer possesses a master below, one of deep evil that coils itself around the powers of undeath, perhaps even I dare not say his name. What do they call him? The other name they have for him, the Vox Machina destroyed. Damn it. The secret, the keeper of secrets, the one who was defeated in Vasselheim some months, some years ago. Yes, he is a newer force. I do not suspect he has a hand there. Maybe in these more modern times he has stooped his fingers over there now too. But
no, it isn't him. I can assure you that.
I'm inclined to agree.
But there's only one other that has that kind of influence over undeath.
I would not speak his name in this holy place.
I would not speak his name ever if I could not.
Know what lays below is a darkness that must be cast out by someone one day, but one that very well may claim the lives of the heroes who delve. It is not an adventure that would be worthy of song. It would be a thing to forget if it possible. Now, I say this to you. I have not the power to go down there, to face what the legends say it holds. But I have been studying the histories of the worlds. The ancient seals that were placed there were magnificent, and though I don't think I could personally replicate them, I would be willing to travel there to conduct a ritual that may be able to help hold it for a time. Stop it from leaking, as you said. It wouldn't be forever, but it could stall what's going on there. Well, who knows how long. I lack certain druidic knowledges of the Dawn Circle, but if I were able to get my hands on that, or learn somehow of the Dawn Circle's magic,
would you like to? I could arrange that. There's so many things have happened, but there was a time slip for a single druid. Her name is Camellia Springshower, and she finds herself 450 years removed in time. But indeed, she is the last remaining of the Dawn Circle druid. She's changed by what happened. But I'm sure she would love to spend some time in the Temple of Palor and perhaps talk to you and share her magics. May I extend your invitation?
You may most certainly extend my invitation, and I hope you take no offense when I say I am hard pressed to believe such a thing. It sounds impossible.
I know. then
Bring them here. if they truly exist, bring them here, and I will be glad to hear her tale this
High
spring
power.
shower.
I shall look forward to introducing you. Do you spend much time, or do you know the coin mistress terribly well?
She is the champion of the Dawnfather. She comes some to pray and such, but not personally.
All right.
In passing, at best.
Because we think of her as the coin mistress, right? But she's also a figure of legend, which is how I know of her. But she's also a twin, and she has a brother, and her brother sort of set me on a task, but I don't wish to make her feel bad, but I worry that there might be times I need to ask for something in regards, and is there any way not to be a complete arse about it? Yeah.
A tough conversation to broach, to be sure. Perhaps you will know the time when it presents itself.
I hope so. Thank you so much. And then a bunch of people will eventually come in for us to head out.
In that moment, the 4 other individuals trickle in. I'm going to say... We'll say Nix and Zarval hold back for whatever reason. They don't... Either of them have a personal vested interest in Emon itself, and are happy to hang out and start... Oh, they want to be there for the ascending. Sure, though. The whole Aurora can court will come for the acknowledging. And you guys all will make it there. Vexalia is present, and she says, "So, shall we?" You are brought into a back room. The magic of a permanently sealed teleportation circle is activated, and you are, as easy as can be for a couple of magic words, teleported to Emon. And more still, you are teleported to Cloud Reach Castle, or Cloud Top, or whatever it's called. Let's see here.
Big damn castle on the hill.
Big damn castle on the hill, that's right. That's what it's called. That's the official title. Just to make sure. Yeah, you are all portaled into... we're gonna say the Traverse Junction. I think that would make... No, I take it back. Sorry. You'll actually be teleported into the personal quarters or personal offices of the coin mistress, as they all do have their private personal teleportation circles to use. And she'll say, "All right, darlings, you know your way around. Qiro, you're like, this is a really nice place. Like, where holy shit?" And you look out a window and like look down over Emon and realize you're in Cloudwatch Palace. You're in the seat of government of the Tal'Dorei Council.
So, best behavior, no sticky fingers. Got it.
Yeah.
Keep my hands in my pockets.
Yep, she very much doesn't shoo you away by any means, but it's like, I'm sure there's people you'd like to look up, and I have no shortage of business to do with the council, so I'll be taking my leave, but it was good to see you, darlings.
Yvaine's just going to hand her a quick little note. Read it at your leisure. It's got like 3 sentences on it, so
she'll put it in her pocket, and we'll do so probably soon. But begins to walk with some measure of haste, as very quickly a number of clerks of the coin mistress sort of file in behind her and other nobles to begin helping her deal with a little new financial mess that they have to deal with. What would you all like to do as you stand in Cloudwatch palace.
Actually, Ember will open the balcony thing to step out and look down on Emon. Are there any active fires in Emon?
Good question. There are not. You maybe see like some small pillars of like fading black smoke, but no red light underneath it. Just sort of the last embers of where there were fires. So no.
Okay.
If you want to make a perception check to look over the docks and see if anything got close to your mother.
Yeah, we might as well. 16.
The northern side of the port did get hit, clearly, but your mother is positioned more central. So you're... Unless the magma landsharks got pretty deep into the district, you think she's fine. And they would have... And you fought them. You know they leave a pretty decent trail of destruction as they go, so you're reasonably certain that she's okay. From this distance, anyway. Who's got a decent passive perception? Yvaine? Okay. Anybody else?
I mean, depending on how you define decent, mine's a 14.
14's good. Okay, cool. I guess just like reasonably above average. As the coin mistress is making her way out, she is beginning to speak to her fellow clerks for information, and it's perhaps going to be a little irrelevant. She's going to say, all right, what is the Half-Maker saying? It says, well, the damage is significant, he suggests, and then it begins to sort of die down from an eavesdropping perspective, unless you'd like to make a perception check to maybe try to catch just a little bit more. You too?
I will. Yeah.
I will too. Oh, that's nice. Dirty 20.
Nice.
Dirty 20.
Look
Very
at that.
nice. Look at you guys. You catch her. So basically the full, everything that she says that you catch is, she says, so what does the Half-Maker say? He says, the damage is extensive. He's told us to suggest to you to contact, and she goes, I know what you'll suggest. Very well, contact the League of Miracles. And at that point, she says that with some frustration as she departs down the hallway.
Wait till she reads the note in her pocket. I've sent that to you.
Oh gosh.
Okay. Okay, very cool.
Okay, just 3 sentences.
Beautiful, beautiful.
That's not going to make her happy.
No, she'll pick up on that eventually. Okay. Where now? You've made it back to Emon.
Did we check on the house?
Yeah, I'd like to check on the house, but I imagine Finch needs to go check on the...
Everybody,
Did the landsharks only go into the... Did the landsharks only go into the city? Did they get outside the city?
I'll say, Ember, you look around, it seems that the damage only seems to extend inside the walls.
All right, sorry, orphans had to... All right, we're good. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Again, that's as far as you could see from just like what little smoke is curing up.
Go check on the house then? Ember, do you want to go check on your mom?
The dock ward looks hit, but mostly retained to the northern side. Everybody get on. And
All right.
Ember will snap out the carpet We don't have to
Nice.
walk.
Where we're going? We don't need roads. All right. Whee! Magic carpet ride out of the palace. Incredible. Some guy's like, don't worry, I'll get him. He goes, no, wait. It's the Aurora Court. And you guys sail down the mountain. Fantastic. So you guys are heading to check on the house and everything?
Yeah.
You fly, easy enough, and sure enough, you see that the damage did not extend to, again, the central port. Your abode is safe and sound. None of your possessions, the property has been damaged, which is nice. Your mother only is a couple blocks away, Ember. From this part of the city, other than the energy in the port from the people, you wouldn't know that the landsharks attacked, or the magma sharks attacked. So everything seems to be good in this neighborhood and the next couple neighborhoods beyond.
Is it time? Where are we in our bastion cycle?
Good question. You guys would have got yeah, you guys did your last bastion turn. Let's see. So my question to you is, did you guys get your bastion turn the day before Zarhold entered the challenge?
Yes.
Cool. So that's not for a couple of days.
That's fine. I just there will be extra food that I can donate. I'm sure there'll be hungry mouths.
Yeah, that's not for another 14 days.
Okay.
You're good. Or 14, Jesus, 4 days, not another 4 days, sorry. It's on the 14th in 4 days. Cool. All right, you all get there. Finch, tonight's your last night of freedom before being, before whatever happens, this ascension, before your public acknowledgement, I guess, as if everybody doesn't already know, and everything. So what would you all like to do this evening? Get some rest, get some sleep, prepare for tomorrow?
Well, I will take anybody who needs to go to get dropped off. Like if Finch wants to go to the Andegard estate, we'll avoid the crowds.
Who's hopping on the Ember taxi?
Yeah, I will.
But I'm not letting Qiro go. He needs to stay.
Then I'm staying with the group. Clothes. We're going shopping.
Yes.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
And
I imagine Qiro saw both of your eyes light up and just went, no.
Beverly's like, oh, should I go with the shopping or the Finch? Finch, you probably want to just see your family, right? I should go
shopping. No, you can go shopping.
Okay. Please help me. Please.
I just want to watch. I've heard a little from Ember about this place that he goes shopping at. It sounds incredible.
Yes, go for it.
Okay. Do you need anything, Finch? She puts a hand on your shoulder. Do you need anything from your faithful squire?
I am good. You are free today.
Cool. You taxi Finch up to the Central District, the Cloud Top District, where the wealthy are. It's just Finch. Cloud Top District, of course, the rich do not get touched. And the Andegard estate seems fine. You are dropped off there, and the party continues on for shopping. All right, I want to get both hopefully done by the end of the session, both interactions. So, Finch, let's start with you. You head into the Andegard estate, and you are going to walk in, and battle music starts, apparently. your whole family gets ready to fight you.
I mean, Xander's going to have opinions.
Yeah.
Yeah, Xander is like rolled initiative already. No, I hate you so much. No, you walk in, and one of the servants is like, "Oh, Finch has returned, everybody! Finch has returned!" And coming out of the walls, almost literally, your many brothers arrive, and your father.
Oh no!
They're like, "Oh, Finch, patting you on the shoulder." Someone punches you in the head. You're like, "Who did that?" And then they're like, "Ah," and it's brotherly love. All comes tidal waving in for you. Xandar looks happy enough to see you. You're the second youngest, just older than you. Looks happy enough to see you that it makes you suspect that he doesn't know about the dragons. Speaking of which, where's your dragon at? Did you really leave me in Whitestone? Are you fucking kidding me?
I was gonna say, I think she stayed in Whitestone.
Somewhere Melisaris is shouting at a cleric, going, Azarata! They're like, man, kill me! Someone finally shows up, tells Melisaris what's going on, and is like, make me fly across the fucking continent. And is, probably in Whitestone. But yeah, your various brothers kind of fall in on you to say hi. Your father comes up and says, "We had faith that you would return to us before you go off and get acknowledged by your other father."
Oh, it's like that now. Okay.
He just smiles at you, kind of a shit-eating grin.
Yes, I mean, of course we're back for this, but we were also in Whitestone and received message of what's been happening, and myself and some of my compatriots decided to return early to just make sure that everything was well.
Yes. Well, from what I'm told, the paladins of the order performed well. Duties, not all could be spared, but they helped the Tal'Dorei guard out well enough, which is good.
It is good. It seems like the damage was relatively well contained, considering.
And he nods and says, "Well, come have some. Let's have a little feast before you're given to holiness for all time."
To disappear and never return.
As everybody begins to go settle in at the table, drinks are had. Kingsley, you're the second oldest, I believe. Yes, Captain Kingsley and the guard. He kind of makes a spot for himself next to you. I'm trying to figure out which one. Yeah. It's definitely Kingsley. He pops a squat next to you. He sits next to you as everybody's like talking and musing, and through all the rabble of your family, your brother says, "So you're really going through with it?"
I don't have a choice, do I? This has been predetermined. It is out of my hands. I have literally run from this for a while now. And I feel like over the course of my journey, the past several months or so that I've been adventuring, there's been signs, both discreet and literally in my face, that have pointed me in this direction. And I have nowhere else to run. And ultimately, I know how much this means to the city, to our faith. And so I must go forward with it.
Sir sighs, disappointed. He goes, "Muhammad has protected you the last couple of times you've gone away."
He has.
And while I've been gone, go ahead.
No, yes, I was just going to say, and while I've been away, not just adventuring, but in my time elsewhere, I've been doing a lot of reading, a lot of studying about his works, about the history of all of the oaths that we can choose to take, and it's been enlightening.
Says
Sometimes the path that we lead is not as predetermined as we think it is.
yeah. I don't know. Do you really think that this is what Bahamut wants? What do you need? What Tal'Dorei needs? I mean, a pageant?
Oh, no, I'm certainly not one for pageantry. It's a delicate balance, right? In what I believe and what I think the people want. I fear that if this is something that I continue to turn away from, it'll just continue to create disappointment and discord. And sometimes people just need something to believe in. And I'm not about spreading false prophets, obviously. What I represent is what is my truest belief of what Bahamut brings. And ultimately, I hope that in this position, I can continue to spread word in a higher position of power.
It's just sighs. You sound like Entero.
I mean,
I don't know. If you think this is what's best, go for it. But
like I said, I think sometimes it is a very interesting and a delicate balance, a catch-22. Like you said, I have never been one for pageantry, and tomorrow I will certainly put on the face that I need to for those who are expecting to see it. And like I said, ultimately, I hope to be able to leverage that position of power to continue to spread the knowledge that I've gained while I've been away.
well, if you think you've got it figured out, go for it. But last time I checked, the Archart was the god of, I don't know, art and entertainment. Bahamut's about protection. I don't know. Is this really? And then he's interrupted by, we'll say Wyatt. And Wyatt's gonna say, sort of like, almost reach across the table and like clap Kingsley on the shoulder. He says, "Are you trying to convince Finch again to go running off? Blasphemy!" And he goes, "No." He folds his arm and goes, "No blasphemy." He goes, "What are you going to tell Finch to run away from being the champion of Bahamut in the day of challenging as well?" And then Antero says, "Just because you decided to skip over White doesn't mean that Finch needs to. Keep your whining to yourself about the order and the righteous, all that nonsense. This is important to the people of Bahamut. There's no denying that. The faith wants this. Let Finch be." Wyatt kind of rolls his eyes at his brothers and takes a drink, but he does quiet down. Gabriel says, "Quiet, boys, quiet. Finch is more than capable of deciding for themselves if this is the right thing." Xander will say, "What do you think, Father?" This is, as I just said, Xander. Finch is capable. It's not about what any of us think. It's about what Finch thinks. Entero goes, "Come on, Father. You must have some opinion." Gabriel sort of folds his arms and says, No, I expect I don't. I support Finch and whatever Finch wishes to do with their divine lineage. There."
Thank
And
you.
the boys kind of roll their eyes, go back to their eating. They know their father certainly has an opinion, one that he wouldn't reveal, but they won't stop trying.
Of course not. I hear all of you, and I understand every perspective, and I don't necessarily think I, can say that I agree or disagree, and that may sound non-committal to some. And I know where my beliefs are, and like I said, sometimes it's complicated. Sometimes it's a little bit more than what appears on the surface.
Answer was more complicated than what appears on the surface. What are you talking about? I mean, it's an acknowledgement of your celestialness. It's long overdue.
It is. I mean, when my companions and I were traveling and I guess we didn't really stumble upon the mountaintop. It stumbled upon us. We were brought there. It was complicated. Anyway, when I arrived, they very distinctly called out that my arrival had been predestined and predetermined. And for such a long time in our city, I couldn't even believe, the things that I was hearing about, and destiny and an angel and whatever that was about. And so to travel such a long way in such a holy place and to be acknowledged that my coming was predetermined by the Platinum Dragon himself, who am I to deny that?
Wyatt says, wait. We know you traveled to Vasselheim. This is about a mountain.
Oh, brother.
Gabriel sort of shrugs at you from down the table. He's the only one who knows.
Yeah. I will proceed then to go into the story of kind of like what happened after that, and articulate to them what I have been doing, apart from my party, the books that I've studied, the oath that I've sworn to, and like the teachings that I am hoping to spread more broadly.
You see that, like, as I'm sure you're looking in that direction, all the other brothers of yours are like, whoa! Xander has definitely, he's like slumped a little back. He's like picking at his food at the end of the table. And he's like sneering into his plate quietly angrily, as the other brothers are sort of like, a new oath? What is it? What's this new oath?
I don't suppose it's new, more so than it's old. In fact, it's been rediscovered, I suppose. The Oath of Platinum. And I will go into like all of the articulations of what that entails, or at least from what I've read in my time there. And it doesn't discriminate. It's not something that just I have been able to swear myself to. It is something that any of you, if committed enough, can also, or interested enough, can swear yourselves to as well.
Kingsley goes to open his mouth. Wyatt says, you have a dragon? You actually have a dragon that you ride around?
I do.
Antro goes, well, sign me up. What are we waiting for? Kingsley, like, slams his fist on the table. He goes, you two are such fucking idiots. You missed the point. You just want to ride around on a dragon? Finch just found an ancient oath to our religion. All you can think about is a dragon to ride around on for yourselves, you selfish pricks. And Gabriel goes, easy. And, they're fussing. But Antro says, show me a dragon and maybe you'll get me to sign up. How about that?
It's a deal.
All right.
Yeah, I will look at Xander and I will say, you brother, I see you over there sulking. And he's like, not me.
Yeah, he's just like, now the attention's on him. Antro and Wyatt immediately are like, oh, Xander, someone pissed in your soup again. And they also like jibbing him. His face gets kind of red, and he just stands up and walks away.
Oh, I want to go after him.
You stand up, you go after him, and he heads upstairs to like his old room, I suppose, and you kind of follow in after him. As like he hears you walk in and close the door behind you. He like folds his arms. He goes, "What? What do you want,
brother?" I wish I knew where this was coming from. You and I have had talks, and we've been we used to be so close. And I would love to dedicate time after all of this is done to hear about your tales, what you've been up to. But the reason why I followed you is because in all of the time that I have spent studying and learning, I can't think of anybody else apart from you and your heart that I know who should consider pledging themselves to this oath if you find it something of interest to you. And I'm gonna like pull out like a book from wherever, my bag, and I'm gonna hand it to him. And it would have been something that I would have taken from, you know, the library there. That would like you know, basically summarize like the Oath of Platinum, its history, what it stands for.
He looks,
just to give him some time.
Sorry, absolutely. He looks down at the book that you offer, and he's like white knuckled, and he just kind of explodes. He kind of like slaps the book from your hand across the room, and he goes, "So that's what you have? You'd have me be the crowning mark of your victory. You'd have me be some fucking lackey to your grand order that you've discovered has been lost to the fucking calamity." You know what I've realized, Finch? Bahamut spat on me the day you were born. He spat on me the day you were born. I was born, and for whatever reason, he looked down and said, "Let's pass this fucking one over. Let's make one better than him to embarrass him in front of the rest of the family and the entire order." You know how the Paladins look at me? They look at me like I'm nothing. I'm a joke. My youngest... Go ahead.
They look at you like you're nothing because that is how you act. Look at our family line. Look at father. Look at our brothers. You have no one to blame for this but yourself. You are capable of greatness. Father knows it. Our family knows it. I know it. The only person who doesn't know it is yourself. And I am not standing here telling you that you have to take this oath. It's just something that I felt like you should consider based off of the text that I've been reading. At the end of the day, your destiny is your own making. But the only reason that anybody looks at you like that is because you sulk around, you have a piss poor attitude, and you don't believe in yourself, and you ought to.
He goes, "You know what? You're right about one thing. My destiny is my own. And you know what? Bahamut, and all of his protection, he hasn't protected me from being fucking humiliated over and over by you. So you know what I say? Fuck Bahamut." And he pulls off his holy amulet, throws it at your feet, and he like grabs what would be his travel bag, because he doesn't live here anymore. He has a bag in the corner. Grabs his bag, throws it over his shoulder, and he like hard shoulders past you and storms out.
I will pick up his amulet and I will put it in my bag.
Okay.
And I will pick up the book if he threw it or tossed it or whatever. And I will also, no, I'll take it with me. I was going to leave it there, but I'll take it with me.
Take it with you. Mm-hmm. The front door slam. Make your way back downstairs. And Gabriel, all your brothers are stunned. Like they didn't, you don't know if they heard or anything, but they all look sort of stunned. And then basically all at once, your three brothers jump up from their seats to run to the same window to look outside. Would you do the same?
Yeah, I think discreetly. I wouldn't want to make a spectacle, honestly, and draw more attention because frankly, that's what he's looking for. And I know that they would be wanting to see what happens. So I would as well.
Yeah, you find a window to not make a big show of it, look out the window.
Peek behind the curtain.
Yeah, peek behind the curtain. You see Xander get on his horse And with a canter, like with some, clearly his blood's hot right now, and he turns the horse around and he gallops off of the estate. And you hear, off in the corner of Three Brothers, you hear Antero and Wyatt both sort of like, they kind of snicker to themselves about the whole display. Wyatt's, you two are fucking ridiculous. Shut up.
This is exactly what I was just talking to him about, and I've frankly had enough. I don't know what you did or didn't hear, but ultimately I told him that his fate and his destiny was his own. Until he gets over what it is inside himself, this is just going to be a cycle that continues to repeat itself.
And your sternness sort of silences your two brothers, who are using this as like a, you know, comedic opportunity to like pick on one of the younger brothers, and everyone kind of like goes quiet and kind of slowly returns to the table, and appetites and merriment have kind of lost theirs, sort of deflated. And Gabriel sort of, he looks very troubled for his son.
Mm-hmm. I am going to take out his holy amulet and give it to my father.
Do you do this in front of your brothers?
Discreetly. I don't think I would just be like dangling it, like while they're probably talking and doing whatever. I think I would like just hand it to him.
You hand it, we'll say like after dinner, maybe your brothers are like, and your father's like looking out the window at one point where your brother left, and you go over to him and you hand him the amulet, and he looks at it, surprised, recognizing it. And he doesn't say anything. He just accepts it. Or he just looks at it and he gives it back to you. And
I'll hold on to this.
He doesn't say anything, just kind of nods and walks past you, and no slamming, but you do hear the doors to his room close. Your father's, I mean, there's 5 siblings. He's used to people storming out and getting angry. Things even get pretty bad, but never has one of his sons thrown away their faith.
Yeah. And I'll just tuck it away for now. And I will probably find an appropriate time to make my exit.
Okay. We're going to swing over to shopping to finish off our session here. You guys stand out in front of a big, beautiful tailor. Let me see if I've got the name of that tailor around here in my notes, which I don't know if I do. Dang, I know all the stuff. I just want to see if I can get the names and such done. Shit. Man. I'm looking for it right now, but just in case it's a little easier on hand, does anybody know the place of this tailor here?
I'm trying to dig for it myself.
Yeah. I had these notes put somewhere.
I remember her.
I do too. I remember. Ooh, I think I found it. Ha ha ha. Yes, I found it. You are at Alindra's Elegance, is the place in what it is called. Woo! You see this nestled into the heart of Emon's most illustrious districts of the Amador Promenade. You step into this beautiful, large, arched, windowed, draped in fine silk luxurious interior that is lined with exquisite garments. The exterior depicts scenes of mythical creatures and legendary tales on finery, magical craftsmanship, and heroes dressed in the finest of apparel. And as you step out on the first floor, you see a lavish showroom with mannequins dressed in the latest costume designs, colors, and silks. There's polished ebony and ivory tiles creating a beautiful and elegant interior. You see tons of tailors running around working on various individuals. The dice like you today. At the back of the room, and on the most central, of course, of the stage, getting his measurements taken around the belly and such, you see turning around is glorious Gilmore, of course. He says, "Oh, my friends, welcome. Haven't seen you in some time. Come in, come in." And which this beautiful elven woman in a gorgeous dress, she has the necessary tailoring apparel ready. She's got a little pin cushion, tape measure, everything ready to go, who seems to be working with Gilmore, turns around and walks over to you, Ember, and says, "Ember, darling, it's good to see you again." I'm just going to give you the kiss on either cheek as you're a return customer. I was going to say, how have you been doing this? I hope that the magma landsharks haven't you your friends or family too hard.
They are in good shape as far as I was able to find, and I'm glad to see that at least your location is fine. I'm hoping all of your staff made it through without impact or anything unfortunate.
We only got singed a little bit, but I thought it was best to go to the source. I had a contact in the League of Miracles, so we got everything fixed up straight away. All is well.
That is fantastic to hear.
Gilmore says, "So have you come looking to dress as exquisitely as myself?"
I need to dress these two fine ladies.
And he says, "Well, I've heard so much from my good friend the coin mistress of all the good work you've done for Emon. Outfits are on me today."
Oh, that is most kind of you. Thank you, sir.
Of course, of course, of course. I hope to see you around a little bit more. Maybe it's perhaps a little celebration invitation, as I heard a certain companion of yours is having a bit of a religious, shall we call it, gala tomorrow of sorts.
That is exactly what we're dressing for, and one must build a wardrobe.
One must build a wardrobe, a man after my own heart. In which Elindra says, "Well, very well, let's get you two all worked out there. Ladies," she'll snap, and a small fleet of tailor women will come through. There will be a musical number, why not? And you guys, Qiro is thrown onto a little pedestal in front of like this mirror that it's like a half moon surrounding mirror. Yvaine, you're like right next door. They immediately start around the bust, around the waist, around the leg, around the thigh, and they just start going crazy with the measurements, not waiting for any sort of approval. They just start taking measurements, and Elindra is going to start walking around, saying, "Oh, well, darling, what do you want today?" And just because we're getting towards the end of our session here, you tell her what you want, and she's just like, "Well, we always incorporate something a little magical here, so let me know." And we'll begin to just start going into some ideas with you two until they find just what you want, and we'll say, "Well, excellent. Come up to the second floor, and we'll get you all properly done up." They take you up to the second floor, in which you see a beautiful fitting room, each with its own theme. One is lush and sort of floral. One is full of velvet reds. One is serene blues of the oceans. Yvaine, you're thrown into the lush foresty changing room. Qiro, you're thrown into the sea watery one. And there's a 360-degree view angle for perfect garment and so on and so forth. They begin to tailor and snip, and scissors are going everywhere. And they begin to go up and down from the third floor to the second floor, working away through their workshop until the final result, I'm sure, will be revealed next week, when I hope the two of you will be so kind as to maybe hunt around Pinterest or something and finding just a simply beautiful, elegant outfit that you would like your character to have. This is, as a reminder, top of the line. This is where Gilmore shops.
Oh, yeah.
And we will finish off this little shopping experience next week when we have found out exactly what the two of you will be decked out in.
Oh, gosh.
And Yvaine will say, and once you have my measurements, you can just make a wardrobe, because I need to be dressed, like, not just for tomorrow, but, for life.
Just, well, why didn't you say so? She says, we'll do the first garment, and then you'll come back, and we'll make some more.
All right.
so indeed bring because it is late you had dinner and came here, so they will get the one garment made for you by morning. So we'll say everybody gets a long rest, and you two can come in to collect your outfits in the morning, and so we'll show those off in the morning, and then Yvaine, you can come back on the following days and purchase more outfits.
Qiro is stock still, like, the entire time. Like, eyes wide, completely stiff, just like, what am I supposed to do?
Fair enough. Gilmore's there the whole time with you, Ember, like sharing a drink, chatting you up.
I don't like this. They touched me.
Oh, man. Little brother couldn't take it. That's just too much fame, Finch. Too much fame.
I knew it.
That was really hard to watch.
Yeah.
Like he's legit being a brat, but also